You are listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And good morning, everybody. It sounds strange to say, but it is morning. Breakfast at the ThunderBowl. Jim Brooks along with Joe Cervi. Aaron Kinnischtzke, our producer and engineer today. Thunderwolves football. Joe moved the kickoff up today 3 hours to beat the potential rainstorm that's on its way. Kind of different, but the Thunderwolves, they practice early in the morning all the time. Shouldn't affect them.
Well, we had Cody Ramming on the coaching show, the defensive end, and we said, Cody, you get excited to take the game out of the way? You're playing early? He goes, no.
Exactly.
He goes, and Coach reminded him that they practice early every morning. He goes, I have to get up. It doesn't mean I like it.
I should mention this is a return to Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference play after 2 non-conference games the last 2 weeks. And Colorado Mesa in town to take on the Pack, a rivalry game of sorts here for the Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves, of course, coming off a tough loss last Saturday night to Grand Valley State. Mesa, they are 1-1. They went down to Kingsville and beat them the first week of the season. And then last week played Central Washington, very tough. Central Washington, a playoff team a year ago, if you remember right. They went in and beat Western Colorado in a playoff game a year ago before eventually losing to Mine. So they've been the real deal the last couple of years. So they played them competitive. Probably a game they should have maybe won, Joe, when you look back at the final analysis before losing 28-12. Just didn't take advantage of some opportunities.
Yeah, talking to our good friend David Yonke from Colorado Mesa, and he said a couple of mistakes, and then they played keep away. And it went, a good team that can run the ball and run the clock with a lead is a tough thing to overcome. But this Mesa team we know has a good defense. We know they're untested offensively, so it should be an interesting game in that respect, not only for them, but for Csu-Pueblo.
Well, and the Mavericks will be starting a quarterback who has never started a game in college football, Leo Amavai, because Leslie Richard, the former Thunderwolf, suffered a concussion last week, so he didn't even make the trip. So going with the backup quarterback today, not a easy place to come in and play your first college football game.
No, he's a transfer from San Diego State, so somebody saw something in him. Obviously, his size, he's a 6'3" quarterback, but facing a Thunderwolves defense that has been great through the first 3 games this season, even though they have one loss, they've been outstanding the first 3 games, and I know they're going to want to pin their ears back and go get him.
And having been down on the field earlier, we were watching the kicking game from here in the booth and then getting down on the field. Wind definitely a factor here.
Weather will definitely play a role in today's game. It'll play a role in decision-making on whether you want the ball or whether you want the wind. It's blowing hard from out of the north, which means this stadium runs north to south, and 25-yard field goals into the wind are going to be tough. 65-yard field goals with the wind are a possibility.
Yeah, we saw those warm-up. It was crazy. They couldn't make a 40-yarder, but they were booming 65-yarders, so we'll keep an eye on it as we're watching the game. Right to left is the direction you do not want to be going, so be a field position game early. You get that feeling. We'll come back after this timeout. We'll talk to the head coach, Phil Vigil. It's all part of the Thunderwolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
And welcome back to the Thunderwolves pregame show. And joining me now, head coach Phil Vigil. Phil, we return to conference play after a pretty rugged last couple of ball games.
Yeah, excited to get back to our MAC play, and this is the final game of our 3-game homestand, and look forward to getting this taste out of our mouth here today.
Well, I guess you go with a cup half full scenario. Ball club played very well in the second half last week, just dug too big a hole.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. There's no place for moral victories for us right now. We played well enough to win in the second half, but against the number 2 team in the country, you got to put 4 quarters together, and we weren't able to do that on Saturday. We had our opportunities even still, and so we've got to learn and we've got to grow. We've addressed the issues on tape, and hopefully those issues are resolved, and we're able to come out here today and play 4 full quarters.
I guess death of 1,000 cuts maybe last week. Just a couple little mistakes here and there really put you behind. Yeah,
and those big mistakes or those little mistakes are magnified when you play a team like that, especially when you lose the way that you lose. It's always better to learn from those mistakes off of a win. But unfortunately for us, we're gonna have to regroup, and it doesn't change our process, doesn't change our approach. Hopefully it accelerates our learning a little bit.
Well, you're taking on a Mesa ball club. They're kind of coming into their own a little bit. They played a couple of tough opponents. They got a win on the road. They played a Central Washington team that was in the playoffs last year in the quarters, right down to the wire.
Yeah, a Coach K does a great job with his group, and he's got some really good athletes that are playing at a very high level. They're well coached, they're disciplined. On all phases, they play extremely hard, and so we know we're going to have our hands full today, and that, again, that's why it's important for us to come out and play a full game. We don't know what the weather's going to be like today. We don't, the kickoff has been moved up to 11 a.m. It doesn't matter. We got to find a way to spot the ball and play our brand of football for 4 quarters.
Well, it looks going in right now. Defensively is where their bread and butter is.
Yeah, I mean, they do a great job on defense, and it doesn't surprise me. Obviously, Coach K, that's his area of expertise. He was a defensive coordinator here for a little bit, and how you've seen the defenses that he's ran here, and so he does a great job getting those guys ready to roll and putting them in the right positions to make plays.
You mentioned the weather coming in. We don't know what it's going to be. It may rain, it may not. At this point, it looks okay, but we'll just have to see. But I'm sure you probably have a couple different game plans ready to go.
Well, I mean, we call it near perfect no matter what the weather's like. If it's snowing, raining, hailing, it doesn't matter. It's near perfect. The Pack is going to be ready to go out there and play the game. Obviously, if there's a lot of moisture, it's gonna deter some things from a game planning standpoint. But we've got a plan in place. We've been doing wet ball drills all week long. From the quarterbacks and the receivers to even the long snappers, the holders, and kickers. And so we've been working it all week in preparation for this. And if we get some near perfect weather today, hopefully we'll be ready.
I guess you worry about those things offensively, but defensively, you're probably saying, hey, this is an opportunity. If we get in this kind of game, we got to be ready to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, you love those games. You love the bad weather games. The more snow, the more rain, all that kind of stuff, the better it is for your club. And so I know our defense is going to be ready to roll. They've played 3 outstanding games defensively to this point, and I'm excited to see them continue to grow throughout the year.
Well, offensively, this ball club you face, they kind of do keep it a little close to the vest. Maybe they're built for the bad weather, but I'm sure it's up to your ball club. You've been able to stop the run this year. I'm sure that's your strength against their strength.
Yeah, that's one of our keys of victory defensively this week is stopping the run. And if we can make them one-dimensional, I like our chances. And so that has been a task with what they do offensively. They do a lot of shifting and motioning, and they're gonna run the ball downhill, and so we've got to find a way to be gap sound and make sure that we bring the physicality every single play.
I'm sure finally the message to your ball club, forget about last week. It's right in front of us here. All of our goals are still in front of us. We're back in conference play. This is where we want to be.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, there's nothing that we can do about last week anymore. And so the only thing that we can control is this moment right now, and how can we improve right now. And so that's really been the focus all week. It's been about our prep. It's been about our practice and getting back on track this weekend. And so hopefully they take that loss to heart. I know we did, and I know we're a more mature team than we were last year, and so we got to come out today firing on all cylinders.
And finally, with this kickoff moved up, different scenario, getting your kids ready. I'm sure you've probably been telling them all week, hey, let's get used to getting up a little earlier, getting our body clock right.
Well, we practice in the morning, so we're up. I mean, training rooms opens at 5:30 every single morning. We're on the field at 6:35 almost every single day, and so they actually get to sleep in a little bit with the 11 a.m. kickoff. But we'll be ready from that standpoint. I did talk to them a little bit on game day because it is unique, waking up this early, and so we talked about setting our alarm for when we're supposed to go to bed and making sure that we're in bed and we're getting enough rest and that our body is recovered enough to be able to do what we need to do today, and get after it. So again, we like to say spot the ball. Don't matter when, doesn't matter where, doesn't matter what the weather's like. We're going to be ready to roll.
All right, do your best to stay dry out there.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, Head Coach Phil Vigil back with more of our pregame show right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And good morning. Welcome back to the ThunderBowl. I hear a helicopter, Joe, in the distance. Are we getting a game ball delivery? It seems that way.
Always like it when they come in here.
Starting to rumble a little bit.
It's a little scary.
Now, that's usually a medical helicopter that brings it in, so we'll give a medical update. It's a significant injury for the Thunderwolves. They're going to be missing their middle linebacker.
Gary Seidenberger rolled his ankle. He only got to play the second half last week, and he rolled his ankle the same one he hurt in spring ball, and they want to keep him out again this week to let that heal. As you can hear behind me, the UC Health helicopter landing on the logo here at the ThunderBowl to bring the game ball. We saw Gary Seidenberger before the game. We were down on the field, and we were talking to him. He looked like a golf pro, a very built golf pro, wearing a Torrey Pines golf shirt. I said, "You're not very imposing like that." He goes, "This is my favorite shirt."
Yeah.
But
almost like he took it personal.
You can just look at Gary Seidenberger, though.
Man.
He's that guy that wants to be on the field, and he's soft-spoken, but he's big and he's thick and he's strong. And I know that bigger goals await, so they got to take it slow with him and get him healthy.
Yeah, I guess they actually said he had like a chip or something.
Well, they don't know.
They don't know for sure. It just feels like something floating around in there.
When you roll your ankle, there's a possibility, and he'd rolled it before, and
so
the swelling's gone down. The coloration's still ugly, but
it's almost like one of those ones you don't want to know what it is.
Exactly, and he's about as tough as they get on the field, and I know that they need him on that defense, and they would love to have him back.
Game ball has been delivered. Chopper still out there on the field.
Taking pictures. I'm not sure who that is. If that's the honorary captain, that would be Josiah Flack, who's the linebacker on the national championship team.
Exactly.
And one of those guys that we talked about back then, he was kind of an unsung hero. There was so many studs on that defense, Rosenbrock and Darius Allen. I mean, that was a great defensive unit. But Josiah was a very good player on a great defense.
And we mentioned the injury update, of course, for the Thunderwolves. And Mesa also a big injury. It's their starting quarterback, Leslie Richardson, the former Thunderwolf. He's out with a concussion, did not even make the trip. So Leo Amavai will be the starting quarterback today. Amavai on the year, 10 of 18, 137 yards, 1 touchdown. So he has seen playing time this year. He was more or less splitting time with Richardson, but now he will be the man here today. We'll come back after this timeout. We'll get Joe's keys to victory as the UC Health helicopter takes off here at the ThunderBowl on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Band making its way out onto the field. It's the Thunderwolves marching band. It is band day, so we have a lot of high school band participants. They're across the way in the stands, kind of an all-star band. Look, kind of an honor to be able to come in and play here today. So have a little extra noise in the stadium. Joe, a slight correction on the guy that received the game ball. You've got the identification.
Yeah, I thought it might have been the honorary captain, since why would you have him out there? But
right.
It looked like it was Darren Smith, the CEO of Parkview, UC Health Parkview, and that makes sense. It was because it was the CU or UC Health Parkview Hospital helicopter that brought the ball in. So got to give Darren credit. He's a big Packers fan, going out. He's a cheesehead. Let's just put it that way.
It's different. You know, what was the we were showing last with the different look at a cheesehead when the Packers were playing Philadelphia. The guy had the Philadelphia cream cheese hat, and that was one of the most creative cheeseheads I've ever seen. Absolutely. When the Packers played the Eagles in that first game of the year. Other games today in the RMAC, of course. Usually we're one of the last games to be played during the day, but today we are the first game. Other games going on will be noon start in Chadron, Nebraska today. Mines is at Chadron. Highlands is at South Dakota Mines. That'll be a 1 o'clock start our time. 2 o'clock start our time. Fort Lewis coming up. They're trying to build on a winning streak, Joe. They've won 1 in a row. They're taking on Black Hills State.
You know, that's the best part about that, them getting a win. And good for Fort Lewis. We like going down there. It's good for them, so you don't have to talk about it anymore.
And then there's a night game tonight. Adams State is at Western Colorado. That's the old rivalry game. Remember, that's the game they played here in Pueblo.
It's called the Colorado Classic, and that's what kind of spurred the return of Division II football here. They hosted 2 years of the Colorado Classic between Western and Adams at Dutch Clark. And after the first one, they brought back CSU Pueblo football, but they had a 2-year contract for the other two schools.
I remember doing that game, the first one here on the old CNM.
Of course.
Scott Richards. That was before you and I were an item. You were there in the stadium probably reporting on it.
I was there. No, that was 2000.
Oh, it was. Yeah, we were an item. We did.
I might have done it with you.
We did. Okay. I'm thinking 96. It was 2006.
Yeah, we've done
wasn't
a few games together.
Yes, that was. We were together, so we were an item. Okay.
Yes, we were.
All right, Joe. Speaking of items, let's do the keys to victory first for the Thunderwolves. What do they have to do to win this game?
Aside from the don't turn the ball over, play your game, all that stuff. We need to see CSU Pueblo's offensive line take over. This was a unit that was supposed to be highly touted, veteran unit, big, strong, fast, physical, smart. And we would love to see CSU Pueblo's ground game just take flight today.
And for Colorado Mesa to pull off the upset, what do they have to do?
Well, Leo Amavea is making his first start at quarterback, and he's got to live to the moment. He's going to go against a really good CSU Pueblo defense, and he's got to make the right decisions. He's got to be efficient with the football, and they cannot turn the ball over because that will kill them.
And Mesa, they make no bones about it. They're a downhill football team. We'll see some of the I formation today. It'll be like an old school game here for a while.
It's great. It's funny because the offensive line coach is one of my former classmates at CSU, and Daryl Funk. And Anthony Hill's the quarterback coach at Mesa, who played quarterback at CSU when I covered him. And, of course, Miles, head coach, played defensive back at CSU. So it's a little Ram thing for me with Mesa.
Plus, it's a little extra incentive. Perhaps he won't admit it. Phil Vigil
will admit it for
Mesa
him.
Maverick.
Yeah, there was a chance that when Mesa had some openings, and I'm sure Phil Vigil was interested, and the powers that be there went another direction. And, you never know how far those talks get.
Yeah.
And, so you don't know who did what or whatever. But if I was Phil Vigil, I would make this game personal.
Yes, the old red letter game that
he
John Risky
he
used to call
won't do
against
it.
Shatter.
He's told me 2 years in a row now he won't do it. But we both know that he wants to win this game bad.
All right, pregame weather conditions are next. Part of the Thunderwolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the ThunderBowl. Oops, turned to the wrong dial there, Joe. Apologize for that. One of these days we're going to get a booth where we can operate in there, but
that's why I don't touch anything.
You don't want to touch the wrong dial.
I don't touch
for
anything.
Sure. But Mavericks are making their way out on the field. Thunderwolves still in the tunnel.
They slow play it every week, don't they?
They do it. They do like to watch their hype video and all that. We had the DOS Aviation flyover. That was kind of cool.
Yep, and we got Rock running out with Mark Rickman, mascot.
Yeah, no longer does he go out right in front of the team because sometimes that promotes injury. I think more for Mark than I think for Rock or the players.
Well, Mark can run. He can run with anyone.
Yeah, so they get the little spotlight for Rock. Weather conditions for today's game. The forecast continues to change. It continues to change for the better. We'll see. 73 degrees right now. Expecting a high. That's probably about the high we're supposed to get. It might get a little bit warmer as the day goes on. Saying it might get to 75 by about noon. Then it's going to start slowly progressing downward. Earlier forecasts were saying rain by about 2 o'clock. I'm looking at my weather bug. It's saying not until this evening now, 45% chance. So as of now, we look pretty good. We're looking to the south. That's where the storm's coming from. It's an Albuquerque low type situation. But, Joe, I think we're pretty good right now.
I don't think the only part of weather that's going to be a factor today, Jim, is wind. And it seems to always be a factor, at least in some fashion here at the ThunderBowl. Today, a little bit more, though. If you got the wind, you can try things. If you don't, you're going to have to pound and ground.
And speaking of the wind, it's blowing at 13 miles per hour. They're saying out of the northeast. When we were down on the field, it felt like I almost due north.
And it's more than 13 miles an hour.
And gusting to 22 miles an hour. That's what I think it's more like. I don't want to be going into the wind, that's for sure, when watching some of the kicking game here earlier. Kickoff is next. Thunderwolves and the Mavericks on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the ThunderBowl. Josiah Flack, the honorary captain today. Joe making his way out to midfield. He was on that national championship team.
Yeah, Jim, he was a linebacker on a defense. He was a good player on a great defense, and he often got overlooked because of the names on that. But he played great as the season progressed, and he was outstanding in the Natty.
Coin toss, very important today. See who takes the win, I think, here in this first quarter.
Tails is the call. It's tails. Mesa wins the toss.
So Mesa going to win the toss. They're going to defer. Now the Thunderwolves have the choice here. Do you take the wind or do you take the ball here? We'll see what the Pack do.
They took the ball, and they're going to play into the wind in the first quarter.
So that'll be one of the key things to watch here in the first quarter. Thunderwolves not afraid to take the ball. I thought there might be that choice where, you know what, we'll take the win and see if you can just punish them in the first quarter. But the Thunderbolts, they're saying, you know what? We're confident in our offense. I think that is the probably the confidence thing, the macho thing to do.
Well, and not only that, you don't want to give them an extra possession, and they're going to get one to start the second half. So you know what you do? You take the kickoff. It's going to be a touchback because they're going to kick the ball to Alamosa. And so you take the ball, you matriculate down the field and eat some of that first quarter clock with your running game. And, some of the things you don't realize with Devin Larson's passes, a lot of them are short, quick, out of the hand, dump-offs, and we could see a ton of that too.
Well, and he does throw a tight spiral, so if there's a quarterback that can handle throwing into the wind, you'd think it'd be him with the arm that he has.
Again, and the wind will affect the deep tosses, but the 7s, the 9s, those he's got zip on that, and he's got that strong arm for that. But Sully Moon is the kicker for Colorado Mesa, and if your name sounds familiar, Sullivan Moon, he was Colorado State Pueblo's kicker last year, got in the portal and ended up at Mesa. Was the special teams player of the week last week.
And he'll be kicking with the wind here. And as Joe mentioned, it'll probably most likely go out the back of the end zone unless he tries to do some wild pooch kick. But I wouldn't think he'd be doing that here early on in the game.
Well, not to start this game. You would think that they are just going to get all the nerves out and kick that ball as deep as you can.
And Sully, as we affectionately called him, is a junior out of Cheyenne Mountain High School in the Springs.
His family was long-time listeners. They loved us, Jim. They might be loving us today, even though he's playing for the other team. To the Moon family.
No radio here today for Mesa. Their radio crew said, you know what? We're not going to spend money on the hotel room. A lot of times we hear things around the conference, Joe. It just makes us glad that we work for who we work with because they don't spare any expense. They want to bring Thunderwolves football to the masses, and they'll do anything it takes.
Without question, Paul Plinsky. We are very spoiled in that regard, but trying to get a hotel room during Chili Fest may not be that easy. You and I couldn't find one in Mesa a few years ago.
That's right.
We drove over, covered the game, and drove back. That was a long day.
All right, Thunderwolves in their all blue today. It's a blue out after last week's red out. Mesa in their all white with maroon numerals. We're set to go. Thunderwolves moving right to left here in the ball blown off the tee already. We've seen issue with the wind here. It is gusty. As we said, they're saying 13, gusting to 22, but we're up here on the, up on the hill. It always blows harder up here on the Csu-Pueblo campus, even though we're in the hole of the ThunderBowl, but it's coming out of the north, blowing toward the open end of the stadium. So it's like a jet stream here right down the middle of the field.
They put Gary Seidenberger to work on the sidelines with a clipboard, and he put his jersey on instead of the golf shirt, just for those who see, like I said, they're kicking that ball to Stem Beach.
There goes out the back of the end zone. So the Thunderwolves will start their first possession from their own 25-yard line. Devin Larson, the quarterback, 11 touchdown passes on the year, 75 for 122 on the year, 1,104 yards. So he averages well over 300 yards a game throwing the football. Howard Russell will be his running back. He'll be throwing the ball to Toscas, Retzlaff, and Rakowski. Dvorak is the tight end. We'll see a lot of double tight end set, and we're seeing that right away here with Curtis Luckydo as the Thunderbolts moving into the wind. You know they want to establish the ground game. They're going to a pistol to start with. They shift the tight ends to the right side of the formation. Take the snap. They give it to Russell. Off the right side, bounces it back inside. Big hole across 30, 35, 40. High stepping, 45, 50, 45, 40. One man to beat, cuts back inside, looks for a block, inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
Howard Russell, the fourth, found a fifth gear, Jim.
When he made that little move, he had one man to beat. He had the angle on him, forced him to cut back inside. The pursuit gets to him, but big gain for the Thunderwolves all the way down to the 18. They go hurry up. They give it to Russell again. He bounces it inside down to about the 15-yard line. Gains 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Pack.
Sometimes they'll run. Look, they're bringing a running back in to give him a break. But if you know Howard Russell, he does not want to come out of the game, even after long runs like that.
Well, he already has 60 yards in the game. That run was 57. Add 3 there. It's 2nd down and 7 now from the 15-yard line.
They brought in Emmanuel Fincher to take his place, and I'm sure Howard Russell's like, I'm fine, but you got fresh legs, might as well use them.
You go to the gun this time. Fincher on the right hip of Larson. 2 wideouts right, 2 wideouts left. Straight drop back. Looking right, firing, and the ball deflected incomplete. Trying to get it to Nigel Mitchell at about the 5-yard line. A little double clutch job there by Larson. Threw the ball high. Incomplete.
Yeah, maybe not the best decision this early in the game from Devin Larson. That double clutch, all that does is bring defenders into your picture.
So now 3rd and long for the Thunderbolts, 3rd and 7 here in the red zone. Red zone was a problem last week early in the game for the Thunderwolves. Fincher remains in the game on the right hip. Mitchell in motion out wide to the right. Straight drop back. They look to Nigel. He's got it at the 10, but he's short of the first down. He had to go down to a knee to make the grab. They're going to give him the 9-yard line on the spot, so they're a yard short. They'll go for it here, 4th and 1.
Bringing in the double tight. Vorak and Luckadoo are coming in. They might even bring in a 3rd tight end.
That spot really helped the Thunderbolts. 4th and 1, a lot easier than 4th and 2. But Nigel had to go down to a knee to make the grab. If he doesn't go down to the knee, probably backs into a first down, but he had to go to the knee to make the catch.
Here's your favorite, a shotgun for a half a yard.
Russell's in there. They give it to him. Little hesitation. Spin move. He's got the first down, I believe. He kind of dove into the air. He gets down to the 7.
He got the first down. If he doesn't leave his feet, he probably scores. I know he was just trying to get the first down, but the defender went low, and if he doesn't leave his feet, he probably scores.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line for the Thunderbolts. First drive of the game, no score. Played a little over 2 minutes here from the Thunderbolt. Larson from the gun. Russell on his right hip. A wide out to each side. And they give it to Russell up the middle. Puts his head down. He's down to about the 1. Might spot it at the 2 where his knee went down.
Followed Luckadoo into that hole, and that's a big body that you want to follow, pulling tight end into that hole. They go to the hurry up.
Lightning package. They do give him the 1-yard line. Again, they give it to Russell. Flag is down, either offside or illegal formation here. Russell did not get in.
No, they didn't get off the field in time. There were too many men on the field for Mesa.
So a substitution infraction here against the Mavericks. That's why the Thunderbolts like to go to this lightning package.
So they'll get a replay of that down. The illegal substitution. Yeah, the defender who was trying to get off did not get off in time.
So repeat a 2nd and goal, this time from the half-yard line.
Our first look at Russell Patton at tailback. This is a true freshman from Denver that they cannot tackle in practice.
Went to the Martin Luther King Preparatory Academy in Denver. We loved him in spring or summer camp.
They could not tackle him.
And they give the ball to him off the right side. He's hit, but pushes forward. He's to the goal line. No signal. He's a little bit short. Didn't quite get in. He's just outside the goal line, so it sets up 3rd down now and goal. So that ends the Russell Patton experiment. They bring back in their bread and butter back and Howard Russell.
That was his first carry of his career.
And remember now, you can play 3 games as a freshman and not burn your red shirt. Here we go. 3rd and goal from a foot out. Direct snap to Russell. He's hitting the backfield, and he's short.
Didn't get it.
They went with a little trick play that time there. Went to the wild pack, or just direct snap, basically, as the quarterback, Larson, was in the backfield, but he took off to the left. They direct snapped at Russell, and he lost a half a yard. It's back to the 1, 4th and goal for them there.
This is where you're going to have to see what Braley Brown and the offensive brain trust that Csu-Pueblo has. They're going for it for 4th down again on this drive.
Here's the snap. They give it to Russell up the middle, puts his head down. He is to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Thunderwolves.
Howard Russell the 4th. This was his drive, Jim.
He barely got in. He got stood up, but he had just enough forward lean to get across to break the plane for the touchdown.
That was a will drive. That was imposing our will on your defense drive for Csu-Pueblo.
And they do it going into this brisk win, so that's a huge touchdown here to start this game.
Took nearly 4 minutes off the clock as well.
Evan Lyons in to try the extra point. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. 11:05 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 Thunderwolves, looking to see if they might take a media break here, but they're not. It's not on the schedule to do it as yet. So we'll keep it right here. So very good drive for the Thunderwolves. Of course, the big play helped them out with Russell going for 57 on that first play from scrimmage.
Again, running the football. We wanted to see that. They wanted to see that. And when you have that wind in your face, what better time than just Although I'm looking at the wind now, and it looks like it has shifted just a little bit. So it may not be into the teeth like it was.
Yeah, it could be with this with the storm moving in, with the low moving. It is more early in the warm-ups. It was out of the north. It's more out of the northeast now, isn't it?
Well, we call this Candlestick Pueblo.
Yes,
because
exactly.
if you the old baseball park in San Francisco, Candlestick Park, it swirled. It was basically a toilet bowl of wind. And sometimes in the ThunderBowl, that's what you get is just a circling, swirling wind.
And the only thing missing from the old Candlestick Park was all the hot dog wrappers. Remember, that's what did blow around out there like crazy. They still get the seagulls late in the game.
I've been to that new stadium in San Francisco. It's spectacular.
Baseball, of course, winding down. Only a week to go after today. Or after tomorrow, actually.
Evan Lyons to kick off. Jacob Willing, the ThunderBowl's main kicker, has been injured. He was out warming up today, so they should get him back soon. Evan Lyons has been great on kickoffs. This will test him, though.
And he is into it. High kick. The wind has it. It's going to knock it down. They're going to try to return it from the 14-yard line across the 20, 25, out to around the 30-yard line. So good field position for the Mavericks. On the return, it was Cash Bradley, junior out of Bushland, Texas.
Not a lot you can do with that kick. I mean, other than maybe squib it. But, again, they'll take the 30-yard line, 31.
So, once again, it'll be Liu Amavai. Amavai, he's a sophomore. He's out of Waldorf, Maryland. He transferred from San Diego State. Went in the portal, could see the writing on the wall that he wasn't going to get any playing time at the Division I school. Probably looked and said, hey, that's a place I can go play. And lo and behold, he is playing. They send a man in motion. They hand the ball up the middle, and the Thunder will stuff it.
They're begging you to run against them. They're begging you to run inside. They're begging you to run the football. No gain.
And Aiden Taylor on the run. Their starting running back was announced as Brandon Belgrave. He's a little dinged up, though, so they got Taylor in the game here early. No gain, 2nd down and 10. You got a stack of 2 wide receivers on the numbers to the right. Ball's on the right hash mark. They go I formation here. They hand the ball up the middle, and the Thunderbolts again stuff it. Not much there for Taylor. Gets maybe a yard out to the 32-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9. So already some stress here for Amavai, their starting quarterback. His first start as a Maverick.
Some backup linebackers. Miles Sprague in there getting a long look. Noah Purcell, who we see in about 5 different positions, is technically Gary Seidenberger's backup. He stays in there at one of the linebackers. But CSU Pueblo runs a lot of personnel.
Yeah, they just bring in 5 different players here for this set. 1 initially, and then 4 more flew in. So this is their speed rush package here. Kind of their nickel package. And they're going to fake it. Roll to the right. Out to the right. Ball's dropped. Tried to get it to the tight end, and he dropped it. That was coming out of the backfield, Sam Hornick. I don't think he gets the first down anyway. Thunderbolts had it pretty well sniffed out. The fake really faked out Scipio there. He'll be hearing about it, I'm sure, in the film room this week.
Well, he's focused on the quarterback. He loves to harass quarterbacks, so he went straight to the quarterback, but Noah Purcell did not go with the tight end, and that's who was the intended target.
So punt formation here. And that is Sullivan Moon. He does the kicking and the punting. Be booting with the wind here. Rakowski stands back at the 20. They block the punt. It's loose. It's picked up. It's going to be a scoop and score. Touchdown for the Thunderwolves. Mateus Bug takes it on into the end zone.
What a great play. Special teams, which has been a little bit of a bugaboo, turns into a huge play today.
He came in clean, and welcome back to Pueblo, Sullivan Moon.
This Mateus Bug, there's the word on the street is this guy is going to be the next Daniel Bone. Can't see the number who blocked it. The replay's from the other side, and I can't get the number of who blocked it. But Mateus Bug is special teamer.
We'll get that from the Sports Information Office. Ben Greenberg. Here's the kick up, and looked like he hooked it, but he got it through the upright and good. 9:36 to go here in the first quarter. Thunderwolves off to a great start. They lead it 14-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Well, Joe, that was pretty good special teams play there by the Thunderbolts. Sullivan Moon looked like he was trying to almost do the rugby-style kick, and he moved right into the block.
Exactly. He's a right-footed kicker, and he's moving to his right so he can get off the ball. But the gunner that was let free was coming right at him, so he kind of cut down the timing, the distance, and it was an easy block. And there were two guys to scoop and score, and no one else over there.
And Mateus Bug, that was the ultimate Sunday hop, as we say in baseball. Easy little play for the shortstop. He just scooped it up and went right on in.
You know, Mateus Bug's from Arizona, and there's people that talk at Csu-Pueblo say he's going to be the next big defensive back here at the Thunderbowl. And if you know, this is a history of defensive backs. So when somebody's starting to whisper that, hey, wait till you see this Mateus Bug kid.
Well, when you got the Donnell Liamidi Center, the great one for the Thunderbolts, they named the conditioning center after him, and I'm sure Donnell happy looking down from his catbird seat watching the game today.
But it goes to show you, look, a guy like Mateus Bug, you don't think we're going to call his name today? Last week, Bryson Torrey. You know, I mean, these are guys that are just playmakers.
Here's a kick straight up in the air, and it's going to be handled by the up man at the 17-yard line across the 25,
Got a little
30, 35. Flag is down. We got an illegal block behind the play here. I think it's going to be a blindside block on Mesa. The guilty party is going to be Oscar Willis. He took out one of the Thunderwolves right out around the 30-yard line. Nullifies what was a good return out to the 39-yard line, but this is going to come back.
He took down was Wild Jamarno, the backup linebacker who saw lots of playing time the last couple of years. And you don't want to do that.
Now, Wild's got a little wild streak to him, doesn't he?
The name fits.
He is perfect. They don't call it a blindside block. They just call it a regular hold.
It was a takedown.
And he was just laying on top of him, too, out in front of everybody.
Yeah, it was a top. He came from the top rope and then just laid on him.
So that takes it back to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Mavericks will start this possession. Already down 14-0 here. As the Thunderbolts took their first offensive possession, took it the distance for the touchdown. Russell with a 1-yard run on 4th and goal. And then they blocked the punt on the first Mesa possession and return it for a touchdown. So the Mavericks in a big hole already here on the road. They bring a man in motion. They're going to run the reverse, and the Thunderbolts have it sniffed out, and it's going to be a loss. Back at the 17-yard line, they hand the ball off on the reverse to Kazan Villa. He's a freshman out of Hawaii. Loses 3.
He ran right into number 3, DB3, Daniel Bone. You're not going to win that battle. You know, if you tell me that CSU-Pueblo was up 14-0 in the first, midway through the first, and Reggie Retloff hasn't touched the ball, be like, okay.
Second down and 13 from the 17-yard line for the Mavericks. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure out the edge. Gets the pass away. Drilled as he throws it. It's complete for a first down. Out across the 30 to about the 35-yard line. Trevin Edwards on the grab. Only his second grab of the year. But his second one's a big one. It's a first down. 18 yards all the way out to the 35-yard line.
You know, that was a nice poise from Amavai. He stayed in the pocket.
Yeah, he paid the price there. That's what you want your quarterback to do. You got to be able to take that hit and deliver the ball on time, which he did. So a big first down for the Mavericks here. They're going to go wide out to each side here. Extra tight end. They're unbalanced to the left this time. Play action. Amavai in the pocket. Goes down the middle field. He's got a man open, but he overshot him. The wind sails that ball about 5 yards too far. Streaking into the clear was Jack Burke. He was 5 yards behind everybody.
You know, Keith McKinney in coverage. He's a veteran cornerback. Really good one-on-one defender.
Got an injury for the Thunderwolves, though, on the interior of the line. Don't know who it is here yet.
One of the big uns.
Thunderwolves, for the most part, injury-free here during the season. Seidenberger, of course, but you lose early on before the season even starts. You lose your starting running back and
starting wide receiver.
Starting wide receiver as well. So this is the first real major blow other than Seidenberger we're going to see here. And
he may be okay. Sometimes you just hear that pop, and that's that Ian Ortiz. You know, he's a redshirt freshman from Deming, New Mexico.
He's favoring that right leg. No weight whatsoever on the right leg. It's either a knee or an ankle here.
You know, Ian Ortiz has increased his playing time as this, and we're only in game 4, but again, those whispers will wait till you see this kid from New Mexico. I love when they say that.
And they'll take him straight over to the training table here. Still not putting any weight at all on it. 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. They went for the home run shot. They had it. They just overshot it. That was the first really effect of the wind here today. 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line for the Mavericks. They're going to run the ball up the left side, and they stuff it. Blitzing in there from his safety possession was Thomas Webb Jr., the senior out of Tucson. He's the one that fouled it up.
And A.J. Jordan, the redshirt freshman defensive end from Vista Ridge, Jim, this kid continues to impress me. This A.J. Jordan, this Gage Hill, these young defensive linemen, they continue to impress me.
Yeah, Webb kind of forced the play inside. He got a piece of him, but then as Joe mentioned there, Jordan finished him off for a loss of 2. It's 3rd and 12.
Webb kind of got a running start and timed it perfectly.
Yeah, it was almost Bone-esque,
yes,
wasn't it? Bone's in the deep safety position. He's 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage for this play. Straight drop back here on 3rd and 12. Stepping up at the pocket, firing right, intercepted and dropped. It would have been a pick 6. Noah Purcell will never have a better chance to score a touchdown than right there. He'll be sick to his stomach.
Noah Purcell, the jack of all trades. That's why he wears a 40 on his uniform, though, and not a 4.
And he's going to do push-ups on the sideline as punishment.
Oh, my. Noah Purcell. And he's made a ton of plays this year already.
So 4th down, Moon into punt. His last punt was blocked for a touchdown for the Thunderwolves.
Jim, that was a 3-man rush by Csu-Pueblo.
And again, Moon goes rugby style. This time booms it away. Rakowski has it, though. A lot of room here. Across the 15, 20, cuts back inside. 25, 30, 35. Cuts to the outside, 40. To the corner and taken down at the 44-yard line. Good return there by Rakowski. Moon just out-punted. Flag is down, though, back here at the 23, so it's all going to come back.
I was looking for flags, and I didn't see one. I thought, well, we finally had a return with no flags. Yeah, Moon's lucky that one didn't get blocked as well.
So instead of out at the 43-yard line, the flag is laying at the 23, so it's going to take it back, if they mark it off from there, back to the 13-yard line. That's where the Thunderbolts have to start the possession here. Well, you knew a return was coming there with the kick being so low and Rakowski able to catch it on the fly, but once he went through that first wave, that's right where the flag came down at. And they do mark it off. Whoop, almost went a little too far there, Mr. Center Judge. Marks it at 13, so that's where the Thunderwolves will start here. Their second offensive possession of the game, already up 14-0.
Could have scripted it better, Jim.
So Larson with Russell going to line up on his right hip. Boy, this is a tight formation for the Thunderbolts. Double tight end, one receiver, Toscas, and he's right next to the tight end on the right side. They give it to Russell. He's going to bounce it inside across the 50. Oh, nice jump cut there. Across the 20 out to the 25-yard line. What a run by Russell. The jump cut, Joe.
You know who he impressed with that run right there? Brian Natkin, the offensive line coach, because he ran where it was blocked. He didn't just try and bounce it outside. He waited for the hole to open, he cut back, and then one jump cut, and he gets 11.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line for the Pack.
Actually, 13. Going short him a couple yards.
Already leading the game. Both tight ends shift to the right side. 14-0. Thunderbolts on top. Unbalanced right. Fake it to Russell. Stepping up in the pocket. Flip it down the middle. Caught. Toscas. He's out across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
You know, he never went down, but I think he stepped out all the way down to the 46. We had Taylor Toscas on our show Wednesday, and he played for the worst offense in Division II last year. They had 2,600 yards in 11 games.
That's taking ultimate advantage of the transfer portal there.
Oh, my.
Gain of 20 on that play. It's out to the 46-yard line. Give it to Russell up the middle. Little hesitation move. He's out to midfield, and that's all. Picks up 4.
But you'll take that, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Well,
When you're getting 4 on a bad play, that's good.
That's Howard, and he's patient. He's, kind of that Le'Veon Bell where he kind of waits and hesitates just a little bit to let these guys get on their blocks a little bit longer.
2 wideouts to each side this time. They spread the formation. Wide receiver screen to Rakowski. Gets a block on the edge. Gets forward for about 3. Down to the 47. You're hoping Retzlaff can make the block. He did, but the pursuit got over there to get Rakowski. So it's going to be 3rd down now and about 3 for the Thunderwolves. They're in Maverick territory at the 47-yard line.
And this is 2-down territory, don't you think? I mean, you call this play that you're going for it because you're not going to punt it into this wind.
Yeah, you're not going to gain much, I wouldn't think. Now Russell will shift. They're going to go into the pistol this time. Both tight ends shift to the left. Now to the right hip goes Russell. And they fake it to Russell. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass away and threw it at the feet of Dvorak. So now 4th and 3. Decision time here for Phil Vigil. And the decision hasn't been made yet. Looks like they're going to go for it.
You know, Devin Larson might have hit the panic button just a little bit too early. He stepped away from the defender, and he had a lot more time than he thought.
Double wide out to each side here. And they get movement. The left guard for the Thunderwolves moved. He was influenced by the Maverick defender, but the Maverick defender never got to the neutral zone. So that's going to be a 5-yarder against the Thunderwolves.
That's Arthur Brock, the senior from Pueblo East High School. You know, they were probably trying to draw him off. Didn't hold his water.
They did get Mesa to move, but the defensive lineman, he didn't come into the neutral zone. He just kind of flinched, and I think that's what set Brock off. So punt formation here now for the Thunderwolves.
You know what? He went off the field and was apologizing to everybody, and all his teammates were picking him up.
Reagan Baker into punted away, averaging 43 yards a punt this year.
And that 5 yards probably takes out the – oh, it does not.
Round the right side. They've got it. 40. Down to the 35-yard line, and as Joe calls him, he's a jack of all trades, Noah Purcell. That's the way to pick a guy up. He drops the interception, but on the fake punt, he gets the first down.
The direct snap to Noah Purcell, and he just had to get to the chains, and he let it develop. Phil Vigil told us this week he was going to be aggressive, and I thought with the 5-yard penalty, maybe that took them out of that fake mentality. Hey, faked me out, Jim.
All you had to do was seal the edge that time, and then Purcell, he can motor.
Well, he plays fullback. He plays tackle. He plays linebacker. He plays gunner.
So it's
tight end.
1st and 10. Thunderwolves at the 36-yard line, already leading the game 14-0. They fake it to Russell, roll the pocket right, and flip it ahead and dropped. Tried to get it to Retzlaff, but that pass was so close to him that time. I don't think Retzlaff expected it. I think he probably thought Larson was going to run with it, but Larson just tried to flip it forward about 3 yards. Retzlaff, no chance to adjust.
Almost looked like a self-preservation pass from Devin Larson. Said, look, if somebody's going to get hit, Richie, it's going to be you.
That's right. Nigel Mitchell checks into the game, so they go to their 4 wide receiver set here, bring the tight ends out. Russell remains in the game on the left hip here of Larson. Straight drop back over the middle, caught by Mitchell. He gets forward. He's close to the first down. I think he's got it at the 25-yard line.
What great hands.
Stuck that one, didn't he?
He did. He put his hands out. And, they teach you to catch that with your hands and bring it into your chest. That was a great catch by Nigel Mitchell.
Oh, so good to have Nigel back into the fold
God, they
here.
have speed to burn, don't they? I mean, you just throw him in as an extra. It's like, wow.
Thunderwolves bring both tight ends back in the game. Lucky Doo and Dvorak, they line up on the left side. Fake it to Russell. Roll the pocket left. Now running with it is Larson. He's going to tuck it under. He's inside the 20. Down. Oh, he's hit out of bounds. Flag comes down. What a cheap shot that was by the Mavericks. Laying him out was Levi Krebs.
Taylor Toscas is going to get called for a personal foul as well, though, on retaliation. The number 16 for Colin Sturr, who's played here before. I mean, this isn't his first game, but that's a cheap shot. And he's like, what are you thinking? Miles Kochaver's not having any of that.
So once again, this will be half the distance to the goal, but then they're going to mark off a 15-yarder against the Thunderwolves. So it should be just 1st and 10, probably at around the 23-yard line after this is all sorted out, I do believe.
And Taylor he got in his face and it was fine, but then he pushed back.
And Phil Vigil is letting Taylor know about it right now as he takes him out of the ball game. Personal foul against the Mavericks. Personal foul against the Thunderwolves. Those penalties will offset, so they aren't going to mark both of them off. It'll just be 2nd down and about 3 to go. So a gain of 7 on the play for Larson on the run. Both personal fouls were dead ball. They offset each other. So 2nd down and 3 now for the Thunderwolves from the 18-yard line.
So basically Colin Sturr got a free shot at Devin Larson.
And they give it to Russell up the middle. Big hole. Cuts it. Oh, hurdles across the 10. Inside the 5. Powering to the goal line. He is close. He is in. Touchdown.
You know, we say that was a pretty run. That was a pretty powerful run.
Oh, again, hurdling the would-be tackler to get into the secondary and then just powering on into the end zone with a little help from his friends.
Howard Russell the fourth.
That was impressive.
He's fun to watch.
All 18 yards of it.
You know, he's worth the ticket. You know, he's worth to buy a ticket to an admission ticket.
Here's the extra point. It is up, and it is good. 3:09 to go here in the first quarter. It's all Thunderwolves. They lead it 21-0. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the ThunderBowl. 21-0. Thunderwolves on top. Howard Russell, just another signature run here in this season of many beautiful runs.
He's electric. Okay, and it matches his personality.
Yes.
What he does on the field is the exact person he is off the field. I mean, he dances to the opposing band, and he doesn't just do the middle school sidestep.
No, he's
he
into
grooves.
it. Yeah,
and you'll see that, and you'll go, okay, are these guys too loose? And we noticed it in South Dakota. We're like, okay, man, this guy may be a little too loose, but you know what? He produces, and then when he gets on the field, that's exactly the way he is.
And that run, the hurdling the defender.
You know, they made a movie called Happy
level.
Feet.
Yes.
He is Happy Feet.
Yeah, most of the time you don't want your running back doing that hurdle because a lot of times they end up getting upended and bad things happen, but he just elevated. That was an incredible vertical leap to get over him.
You know, and this is one of those things where you got to be Debbie Downer right now. If you're CSU Pueblo and your coaches, you're up 21-0. All gas, no brakes. You do not let up.
And remember, the Thunderwolves are doing this into the wind here in this first quarter.
Reggie Taylor and Zach are just waiting for their shot.
They go a little deeper on this kick, but it goes out of bounds. So that'll bring it out to the 35-yard line. That's where the Mavericks will start this possession.
Okay, they've tried a pooch kick, a deep kick, and then they tried Evan Lyons right there tried to get everything into it, and the wind just took it out of bounds.
So Mavericks will start another possession here, this time from their own 35, but 0 for 3 so far. Plus they have a blocked punt, return for a touchdown. Nothing has gone right for the Mavericks so far.
Which, for CSU Pueblo fans, you're fine with. All good. Sticking the head out the window, Jim, it is windy. It is definitely windy.
I brought the old windscreen today for our crowd mic. That was probably a pretty good decision. You can still hear it, though, whipping into that mic. Here's the handoff up the middle, and that's just not much there. Aiden Taylor gains a couple to the 37-yard line. The Mavericks, this year they've been offensively challenged, and it's kind of showing right now. Now you're behind 21 points. Well, this game just not built for them right now.
No, and our good friend David Yonke, who's been at Colorado Mesa forever and a day.
Oh, my goodness,
man.
Look at this.
We are getting delivered some great food like TK and the Foundation Box.
Wow.
I feel like we're special. Thanks, TK.
Thank you. A little Kung Pao chicken and shrimp.
It looks like maybe some
pass out to the right side and hit, breaking a tackle, then submarined at about the 29 or 39-yard line as they flip a little screen pass out here to the right side to Taylor.
And Eli Pittman just came in and just destroyed.
Gains 2 on the play. Flag is down. Holding looks like is the preliminary signal against the Mavericks.
I lost my train of thought.
Look at that. This shrimp looks awesome.
This is gumbo, isn't it? It's got to be gumbo.
Yeah. It looks.
Oh my.
Smells delicious.
Well, we'll have to eat between touchdowns.
It's kind of a broadcaster's nightmare, though. That looks like it could, produce unwanted
results.
Vapor that ends up making me have problems call a game. So we'll have to pick our spots here.
Oh, I'm calling my spot.
Yeah, you don't care.
No, I'm a color guy.
Ball marked back to the 29-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 16 now for the Mavericks. Taylor on the right hip. That might be an illegal shift. I don't know if they are all the way set here. Up, they do reset. Okay, straight drop back, pressure off the edge, over the middle, almost intercepted. Thunderwolves had a shot at it there as Miles Sprague had his hands on it, couldn't quite secure it. Flag is down in the backfield.
They might call Cody Ramming for a late hit or unnecessary roughness on the quarterback. He might have got there just a hair late.
Personal foul, roughing the passer against the Thunderwolves. That's damaging because it was going to be 3rd and 16. Now, you aren't waiting. You just dug right in there, didn't you? Not even waiting for the timeout.
No, you have to test it because people are curious. You've seen announcers. They come on, they bring you food. You got to try it while you're on the air.
Yeah, you got to report in.
Yeah. Hey, this just in. It's good.
Okay, that's good. I like it. 1st and 10 Mavericks, 44-yard line. Play action. Straight back in the pocket, looking left, firing up the sideline, incomplete. Tried to run a wheel route, but great coverage there for the Thunderwolves.
Bone
was right there right in the area code there. No way they're going to complete that one.
Yeah, if the wheel route, if the guy doesn't come open right away on the wheel route, it's not going to work.
You know, we're 4 games in. I'm still adjusting number 3. I want to go Corey McClellan. I still want to do it.
Well, I mean, that's a tribute to Corey, too.
Yeah. You get used to a certain player and
Daniel
a certain number.
Bowman 7 forever.
2nd down and 10 from the 44. You're going to give the ball up the middle. Good penetration for the Thunderwolves, making the stop, flying in for the pack. Cam McGuire.
No, that's Bryson Torrey.
Because we have the number 2. I'm sorry. Yep, Bryson Torrey.
Bryson Torrey.
I knew I was in trouble as soon as I said it. That was one of those late number changes for the Thunderwolves.
Well, I blame the Thunderwolves because you should never have double numbers, and they ran out of double numbers on a couple of these blue uniforms. So we had a number change for Bryson Torrey, the linebacker. He's wearing 18 today.
So 3rd down and 12. Little draw play back, misdirection play, trying to get to the edge. Out around midfield, not quite there, though.
But not a bad pickup for the Mavs. Good call on that. Getting CSU's aggressive defense coming hard, and they just ran the counter.
It was Miles Newby on the counter play back to the left. It's going to be about 4 yards short, though, of the 1st down. It'll be at the 49. Mavericks' decision to make here could go for it, I guess, down 21-0. But, man, if you don't get it, you're in big trouble. You got to rely on your defense making a stop sooner or later. And they'll go ahead and play field position here, punt it with the win. Rakowski stands back inside his own 10 here. Sullivan Moon, the punter. Good snap. Punt is away. Hits it high, spiral. Rakowski signals fair catch and takes it at the 6-yard line.
That's not what you're supposed to do.
I don't think so. The old rule was you stand at the 10. And if it goes over your head, it goes in the end zone. We talked a little bit about it last week. Seems like the new rule is almost the 5, it seems like.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to Phil about that on the coach's show because, yeah, we're both old school. If you're on the 10 and it goes over your head, you let it go.
Especially when it's with the wind. And
you know it's going to get
it should get a huge bounce. So Thunder will start from their own 6 this time. They're going to bring Emmanuel Fincher in to play tailback in this series. Double tight end set to the left. Unbalanced. They give it up the middle, and not much there for Fincher. Got a yard perhaps out to the 7 if we're generous. See where they spot this down.
I don't think they were generous.
Nope. Center Judge Tax takes the yard away. It's 2nd and 10. Thunderwolves don't have to run another play here as the play clock just now being reset.
With the wind, you might as well into the wind, you might as well just wait.
And let's see how the Thunderwolves look it over. They're up on the line of scrimmage. They may try to run a play here.
But you're also in rhythm, too. So
now it looks like
Devin Larson sees the clock. He says, I don't need to do this.
Yeah, he slows things down.
That's a smart quarterback right there. He looked up to the play clock and said, hey, boys, we're good.
And time will indeed run out on the quarter. We've played one here from the Thunderbolt. Pack lead it 21-0 over the Mesa Mavericks. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to CSU-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the ThunderBowl. Joe, how's that gumbo?
It's pretty good. I wish the breaks were a little bit longer.
Exactly. I'm for people who want to know or listening, following along with me, I've just posted a picture to the old Jim Brooks fan page on Facebook, so you can see what just got delivered to us. We'll take your comments, what you think of it.
It almost tastes Asian rather than gumbo-y. And maybe that's what I'm...
Yeah, that's what I thought. It might be a little more Kung Pao.
Yeah,
looking.
well, it's not spicy.
Okay, all right.
So, but it's not bad. I mean, hey, the hot dogs that we normally get aren't even here yet.
That's right. And they may not make it to where they need to go. Second down. Here's pass out the right side. Ball caught at the 10, out to around the 11-yard line. It'll be third. I could hear a voice in my ear. It's
yeah,
like
we got some visitors in there. They want to see
Exactly.
how they do on the air.
Okay, yeah. So it'll be third down now for the Thunderbolts. Ball be spotted at the 10. Third down and 6 for the Pack. First bit of stress the offense has faced here in this game.
Well, you can see where they started. And this is where you're looking at for Reggie with the deep ball. Take a shot.
Two wideouts left, single wideout right. Toscas is wide to the right. They look left toward Retzlaff. Left. Now the pocket rolling left. Larson tucks it now, goes up the middle of the field, looking for Retzlaff. Deflected, incomplete. Kind of a 50-50 ball there. You like your chances with Retzlaff, but good defensive play staying with it there.
That play took too long to develop. Reggie had him beat, and then the defender caught up. And then again, it was a 50-50 ball. We like to call them 70-30 balls with Reggie and Taylor because that's what the percentage is for them to catch it. But, again, nice throw by Devin. I almost think he could have called his own number there, Jim, and run for the first down.
Yeah, you had to fake out a guy, I think, to get to the first down. But it'd been close. Oh, high snap, but it's handled. Kick is away with the wind. And it's going to be handled at the 45 and slipping down right there, the return man for the Mavericks, taken down there by Cash Bradley. So no return on the play. Net 45 on the punt. Didn't get a lot into that, considering he was kicking with the wind, but didn't out-kick his punt coverage either that time, as they were right there. And the returner, Bradley, he slipped down immediately anyway.
First down stats, all Csu-Pueblo, as you'd imagine. But how's this for a night? 9 carries, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. Howard Russell. First quarter, Jim.
It's like he's wanting to return engagement to the Pack football show with numbers like that.
First quarter.
Prorate that, 400 yards. That'd be a record.
Csu-Pueblo 0 for 3 on third down, 3 for 3 on fourth down.
Mavericks take over at their own 45-yard line. Good field position here. So that decision not to go for it on their last possession at midfield pays off. Play action. Roll the pocket left. Pass over the middle, back incomplete for a gain of about 5. Pass was behind Trevin Edwards, but made a good adjustment there to make the grab for a gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
You know, he kind of threw that right underneath all the linebackers, and they'll give you that little 4-yard, 5-yard toss just to keep everything in front of them.
So Almavai trying to develop some confidence here, get a little bit of rhythm for his Mesa offense. It's 2nd down and 5. You're going to hand the ball off the right side. Nice move there. And getting the first down inside the 40 where he stepped out of bounds. Brandon Belgrave. He was the announced number 1 running back on the depth chart, but he didn't play in the first quarter. They spot him down at the 41. 1st and 10 for the Mavericks into Thunderwolves territory. 21-0, Thunderwolves on top.
The Mavericks had 14 yards in total offense in the first quarter. They've already passed that in this to start the second. That was in the entire first quarter.
Belgrave lines up on the right hip of Amavai this time. 2 wideouts left, single wideout right, look right, pass, and that's going to be interference, I think, on the Thunderwolves. Nope.
Incidental contact, maybe?
Man was definitely there early. And
Eli
Pittman, the nickelback.
Kind of looked like he bumped him, with his chest, though. Didn't put any arms out or anything.
Not a lot of protest, although you see a little mild protest by a couple of the coaches along the sideline there.
I also think that ball, not that it matters, but it was not catchable.
You can see the gestures from one of the assistant coaches for the Mavericks saying, hey, man, you got to be sharper on that. Official holds up his hand, says, I've had enough. 2nd down and 10. And good penetration for the Thunderwolves off the edge that time. A.J. Jordan, the guy Joe likes to tout. He made a good play there.
The running back sprung forward for a couple yards, but that's just because he got hit so hard by A.J. Jordan.
Jordan's a true freshman. This is not some old veteran guy.
No,
he's
he's
out of Vista Ridge.
Vista Ridge High School in Colorado Springs. Big kid. I mean, when 6'5" or 6'6" kids fall in your lap, you're grateful. But, of course, Csu-Pueblo goes out and recruits those kids.
Should point out it was a gain of 3. 3rd down and 7 now for the Mavericks from the 38-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Trailing at 21-0 are the Mavericks. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure. You get the pass away to the running back. Nice cut inside. He's got the first down inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. Thunderwolves looked like they had it defensed, but a better cut, though, by Belgrade. By Belgrade.
Kind of looking like they're picking on Bryson Torrey just a little bit. All these passes have gone his way or in front of him, and he seems just a step slow to the party.
So it's down to the 28-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Mavericks on the move. Their best drive of the game so far.
They haven't gone at Nushi. He of the 17-tackle game last week.
Amavai goes up under center this time. Hands the ball off the right side. Another good run by Belgrade. Cuts inside. Nice cut there inside the 10, inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown. What a run by Brandon Belgrave, and the Mavericks are on the board.
Pack had chances to bring him down. Some missed tackles. That's stuff you don't want when you're up in a game. You want that all gas, no break, and missing tackles.
So good character drive there for the Mavericks, taking over at midfield, and they smartly move it down the field, running the football. A couple little short passes, low snap. Moon's kick is up, and good. That was a good job by the holder there to secure that one. So it's 21-7 now in favor of the Thunderwolves. We'll keep it here. So we're not into our timeout window as of yet.
The offenses have been more efficient into the win.
Yeah, that's kind of unusual.
Well, I wonder, I'm sitting here theorizing that maybe they focus a little bit harder. And
I'm blocking.
Yeah, it just seems like they're a little bit more engaged offensively when you're going in the win and facing adversity. When you can sit back there and just sling it, maybe you lose a little bit of discipline and focus.
Getting a little darker here in the stadium as that storm moving in from the south. It's getting gray, kind of the gloaming, as we call it in playoff baseball in this time of year.
That's a great word.
Yeah, that's kind of a Fenway Park in late October.
That's a great word. We're not there yet. We're just cloudy.
Yeah, not quite.
Not Gloman-esque yet.
When that just that chilling little mist starts to fall and you're saying, what are we doing out here?
I think we were at Midwestern State down in Wichita
yes,
Falls.
That was a Gloman day.
That Gloman turned into a gale. That was cold wind.
That was
and
that
rain.
Playoff game. Then we had to try to make the drive home, and we were the only car on I-25 because we didn't see the roadblock.
We didn't know they were closed.
So we were the only car on Raton Pass, braving the elements.
The team spent an additional night in Amarillo.
Yeah, in Amarillo they did. So Sullivan Moon to kick things off here into the win. 21-7, Thunderwolves on top. See how they approach it here. Moon short pooch kick. Fair catch was signaled for, but now it's taken by the up. That's an illegal play.
Yeah, anybody can make the fair catch sign.
So for the Thunderwolves there, Purcell signaled fair catch. He didn't catch the ball, though. It went to Russell. Russell elected to run with it, but the ball is dead where he caught the ball.
Yeah, they don't get the additional yardage of the fair catch.
So the ball spotted at the 23-yard line. So that fair catch probably costs, well, you never know how much it costs because if you get Russell with his hands on the ball, who knows what he does on that return. You know he's going to get at least 10. So Thunderwolves take over at their own 23-yard line.
Fincher's still back in at running back. Haven't seen Howard Russell in this quarter.
Rhett's left wide to the left. It's Dvorak goes in motion. They're running a little screen out to the right side. Fincher puts his head down, gets across the 25 to the 27. He had Dvorak there as the lead block on that screen pass. You see flashes of Emmanuel Fincher. This guy is a pretty good back.
Yeah, he's fast.
Gains 5, 2nd and 5 for the Thunderwolves. This time Retzlaff and Rakowski wide to the right. And Xavier Marshall is wide to left. Tosca's not in the ballgame. He's probably still in the doghouse over that personal foul call. They're looking up the right side, looking for Rakowski. Ball in the air. That could be a hold there, but the pass deemed uncatchable.
The side judge went for his flag and then thought, you know what? I can't. Nobody was going to catch that ball.
Yeah, he reached for the flag, but
Fincher's from McKinney, Texas, and you know what's in McKinney, Texas, Jim? The national championship.
That's right. That's right. I was there a couple years ago watching mines get destroyed.
You say that with pleasure.
It didn't hurt my feelings any. 3rd down and 5. Straight drop back. Little twist move up front. Getting away from it is Larson. He can run for the first down. Going to throw it instead up the sideline. Caught. First down. Toskis, who's in the play on this one. We thought he was out maybe in the doghouse earlier, but on 3rd down he comes in and makes the grab out at the 50.
It was a great catch, but give Devin Larson credit. He knew exactly where the line of scrimmage was. Gets about a yard from it, and then almost sidearmed that one. Put some heat on it.
Yeah, it was a rifle shot, that's for sure. Toska's wide to the right this time. Retzlaff to the left. They give it up the middle. Oh, nice move there by another beautiful move by Fincher. He's to the 41-yard line. Joe, I get excited in the run game, don't I? Just a little simple gain of 10, but, man, it was beautiful.
But how could you not with these runs? Because they're stop-starts. They're quick feet. They're shifty hips. They're stop-start runs. They're fun to watch.
Fincher gets the first down. Ball to the 40-yard line of the Mavericks. 21-7. Thunderwolves on top. We've hit the 10-minute mark here of the second quarter. Again, Toskis to the right. Retzlaff to the left. They give it to Fincher. Cuts it inside. Not much there. Gets maybe a yard on the play as the pile falls forward. Gain of about a half yard. We'll see where they spot it here. Sometimes they'll move it back to where it was.
Yeah, I like this. I want to see this matchup on the far side with Reggie Retzlaff and Cash Bradley from Mesa. Cash has been around. He knows how to play the game, but it's single coverage out there. 2nd
down and 9, officially credited with a yard. Dvorak in motion to the left. They look that way. Now a screen pass batted down. Good play on the line of scrimmage there for the Mavericks. Cade Street, the sophomore out of Rifle, Colorado. Rifle, Colorado, where they eat quarterbacks for breakfast.
The Rifle Bears. Wasn't cold up there, was it?
It was snow. We did that state championship
Playoff,
game
yeah.
with Florence and the
Rifle
Bears. And then we were at some Denny's or something like that early in the morning. The guy came, we eat quarterbacks for breakfast here in Rifle. Well, Florence put it to him. They put the boots to him in that game. 3rd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Toskis in motion now reverses back to the right side of the formation. Straight drop back here by Larson. Steps up in the pocket. Fires down the middle, and that's a flag holding as Rakowski was about to break into the clear, and reaching out and grabbing him is somebody with Pueblo ties. Liban Shangolo, his brother, of course. Nor played here for the Thunderwolves way back when.
Nor, good line, one of the better linebackers. I mean, if you're considered a great player from this program, you're a good player.
Well, Nor, of course, he was last time I saw him was when my boy was getting married up there in Denver. He was a security guard or cop, on the campus there at CU Denver. I looked at his badge and I saw Shangolo. I go, there can't be that many Shangolos in a row. I go, Nor? He goes, yeah. I go, Jim. He goes, yeah. It was like a little reunion. Meanwhile, a person was dying on the street that we were there attending to. False start here on the Thunderwolves.
Everybody went but the center. Center Chapel's probably saying, guys, I hold the ball. It's up to me.
Now, before you all she wasn't dying, but she did have a little bit of a head injury, but there was other personnel there to take care of her, and Nor and I were having a moment. False start on the Thunderwolves. 1st down and 15 now from the 29-yard line.
I almost just said the thing that killed CSU Pueblo last week were those penalties, and they hadn't had any this year or this today. And guess what? They get one. Glad I didn't say it.
Running a lot of double tight end set today. Lucky doing Dvorak in the game. Dvorak is on the left side in the slot. He's been kind of a lead back. They fake it. Go left. Outside throw to Retzlaff. Gain 5. Get the penalty yardage back. And then he is drilled out of bounds over on the sideline. The play just carrying forward. You hear some of the oohs and ahs here. Some of the fans thinking that should have been a personal foul.
Kind of momentum, though, don't you think?
Yeah, I think he just kind of fell over everybody.
Yeah.
They only gave him 4, so it's 2nd down and 11 now from the 26-yard line.
They bring in the speed. They take out the beef, and Dvorak and Luckadu, and bring in the speed and Rakowski and Nigel Mitchell. It'd be like, all right, how do you want to defend this?
Clock rolls, 8:39 to go here in the second quarter. 21-7, Thunderbolts on top, threatening for more here. Straight drop back. Little twist move by the line, and they got him. They blast him on the sack. You can see that one coming. Little twist move up front by the Mavericks, and that freed up the defensive end or tackle, Hunter Hamilton, coming off the edge, and he laid out Larson. Big hit.
Yeah, Domingo Prince II got bull rushed and gave up a big-time sack.
So it was the nose guard or defensive tackle, Hamilton, on the twist. He came outside after the edge man took out the tackle for the Thunderbolts. 3rd down and 18 here for the Pack. Straight drop back, stepping up, and hit as he throws incomplete. And you know what? That's not good as Larson comes up flexing his elbow.
I think he was saying that he threw the ball.
Yeah, and he's looking at his elbow right now and his bicep there as he got hit right as he threw that ball. Keep an eye on that one. So 4th down. Thunderbolts could try a long field goal here, about a 50-yarder. They were kicking 65-yarders in warm-up, so I think they go for the field goal here. It will be a 51-yard attempt. Now we've got a stoppage as
they got to bring in there. They want the other hash.
Yeah, issue with the play clock as well. They want the ball placed correctly, as Joe mentioned, so now we're ready to go. So they reset the play clock at 25. 51-yard attempt here for the Thunderwolves. Evan Lyons 2 for 5 on the year. His longest only 27 yards. Ball's down. Kick is up. Low kick to the right. He missed it. Not even close. The kicking woes continue for the Thunderwolves. And he comes out cussing at himself to the sideline. Timeout on the field. 7:44 to go here in the second quarter. 21-7. Thunderwolves on top on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Well, we hate to dog on people, but, you know, the Thunderwolves kicking game's got to get better, Joe.
It does, because it's such an integral part of football. And Jim, they've always had pretty good kicking game.
Yeah.
And it's a 30-year scoring. Your offense, defense, special teams. And we've seen special teams. They got a block punt, pick 6 today, so that's great. They got a fake punt that was successful. That's great. Kicking game needs to join the party.
Play action, roll the pocket right. Amavai looks over the middle, caught, first down, out toward midfield. Good grab there. Trevin Edwards out to the 47-yard line.
Looks like Amavai's a little bit more comfortable. He's in the pocket now and then rolling. They're doing a good job of looking at matchups now against Csu-Pueblo's defense. They're not rushing many at all. I would, if it, you know me, I blitz every down. I would make it so uncomfortable for this first start kid. But sometimes they're only rushing 3.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line of the Mavericks with the ball. Bring a man in motion across the formation to the left. They give it up the middle and get about 3 on the play. Starting to loosen things up inside as well, which will happen when you start making some plays in the passing game. Kind of going backwards and normal. Miles Newby on the carry, gains 3. 2nd and 7. Just starting to gain a little more confidence here.
See Ian Ortiz now on the sidelines. We saw him walk off the field earlier. No pressure on his leg. He's got a brace on and ice, and on crutches, so that's not good.
2nd and 7 for the Mavericks, right at midfield. Double wide out left, single wide out right. Here comes blitz. Pass right, caught right at the sticks. First down.
A little more pressure, but they still didn't get to Amavai, and he made him pay.
As Noah Greer, only his 2nd catch of the year for the Mavericks, but it's a first down into Thunderbolts territory at the 40. Kind of that uneasy feeling now starting to fall over the Thunderbolt here. If the Pack went up 21-0, looked like it was going to be clear sailing. But the Mavericks have gotten themselves back in the game here.
Well, they're playing more physical, in my opinion, from the last couple of drives.
They're going to run the ball to the right side this time. They get the edge, but running out of real estate as Daniel Bone comes over there to knock the running back, Newby, out of bounds after a relatively short gain. Gains 3. Down to the 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Mavericks.
Right guard Russ Campbell for Mesa was out leading that way, and it's a big boy to be out there in front at 6'2", 285.
I need to put my cheaters on. It's not Newby. It's New Bull. That's an L, Jim, not an I. I keep fighting having to go to the cheaters all the time, Joe, but it's becoming apparent I need to most of the time. Here's the handoff again to Newble, and this time he is hit down by Purcell. And continuous action here on the left side, continuing the blocking action, but no harm done. Gain of a yard.
That's not the guy you want to continue. That right there was Max Rice going against Feeney. And if there's one guy's motor you don't want to prime, it's Feeney.
3rd and 6 now for the Mavericks. Big play here. Big 2 plays probably for the Mavericks. Got to feel like it's 4-down territory here, down by a couple touchdowns. They're guarding against the blitz. Thunderbolts come off the edge. Get the pass away. Her quarterback is drilled. Pass up the sideline, incomplete. No flag. The Mavericks coaching staff wanted one. Man, a big shot there taken by Amavai.
By Daniel Bone. DB3 got a free shot in his back just as he released the ball. He got it away, but that's going to make him think about it next time.
Well, they moved the running back up into the guard and tackle gap to guard against the blitz. Now we got a timeout on the field. That means we should take a timeout here.
I don't think there's a timeout.
Nope. Well, it looked like they were, I guess not.
They're going to punt.
They were just trying to decide what to do, so they send the punt team out. Thanks, Joe.
This is where you got to guard against the fake now, too.
And now flag is down. Delay a game on the Mavericks. You can see that one coming a mile away because they were moving over, trying to sideline like they were going to call timeout and try to discuss the 4th down play. And now it should be a timeout here.
No, that was a delay a game.
Nope. Okay, delay a game. Thank you, Joe. So 4th and 11 from the 41. I want to get that timeout in, don't I, in the worst way?
You do.
Moon to punt it away, takes the snap, pooches it, but he pooched it too high. And that's going to carry to the goal line and hits on into the end zone. Overshot his mark there.
By about a yard, and he kicked it a mile high.
Now we get that timeout. 4:35 to go here in the second quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 21-7. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Well, looking at some of the Facebook comments on the old picture, Ralph Archuleta wanting to know, where do I get that? Well, Ralph, drop about $1,000, become a pack club member, special pack club member. They'll invite you up into the booth. You can have some of it. My sister Susie wondering if it's curry shrimp, Joe. Could that be what it is?
I don't know if because there's pork and chicken as well in it.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's a gumbo, but it's different flavor gumbo.
It's involved. 1st and 10 Thunderwolves from the 20. Retzlaff in motion, resets on the right side. Give it to Russell. Across the 25, spins and hurdles his way across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Well, Howard took the second quarter off.
Well, he will make an offensive line look good, won't he?
1st and 10 pack. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure. Pushes the pocket left. Larson going to have to run with it now. And then ducks underneath the tackler. That was a good move because he was about to get swallowed up. Pressure coming that time by Isaiah Williams, redshirt freshman out of Denton, Texas.
I'd like to see CSU Pueblo score before the half because Mesa gets the ball to start the second half.
It is a sack there. It's a loss of a yard. 2nd down and 11. 3:50 to go here in the first half. 21-7, Thunderwolves on top. Retzlaff in motion. Comes across the formation to the right now, resets. They give it to Russell up the middle, and he is taken down immediately, going to lose another yard. Well, the strength of this Mesa club is their defense. Now, remember in the first quarter, Thunderwolves hit a big run on them, and then they had a blocked punt. But their defense has played very well here in this second quarter. Now they're going to get caught. They get too many men out there on the field, but the Thunderwolves, they give them time to substitute because the Thunderwolves did make a substitution themselves. So the center judge stands in there, waits till everything's set. Now we're ready to go here on 3rd and 12, and now a timeout taken by the Mavericks with 3:08 to go. They felt like they didn't have the right personnel package in there. I'm looking out on the field. They did have 11 guys out there, so I thought maybe they thought they had too many men, but that's not the case.
Kind of a big down if you're CSU Pueblo's offense. You've done nothing with the wind at your back. And at 3rd and 12, You want to keep this drive alive with 3 minutes to go in the half, Jim.
Well, one thing Mesa's done, they've kept it a ball game. When you're down 21-0 on the road in the first quarter, you're thinking, what is this going to be? 50-0, 60-0? But now they've made a game of it.
I like the adjustments Mesa's made with their running game, kind of negating that front from CSU-Pueblo. If I was CSU-Pueblo, I'd bring a lot more pressure to this freshman quarterback. I guess sophomore quarterback, I guess is what he is, but first start ever.
Right. Well, he spent 2 years at San Diego State, I believe. You could see the writing on the wall that it wasn't going to work out there and went into the portal. Landed here at Mesa. 3rd and 12 for the Pack from their own 30-yard line here, leading at 21-7. Mavericks rush 4, stepping up, firing. Mitchell has it. He's short of the first down. He went to the 40, but that was 2 yards short of the first down. So it'll be 4th down and 2.
Yeah, you're going to have to kick this one because you don't want to give Mesa any momentum going into half, do you?
Thunderbolts come up on the line of scrimmage like they want to try to draw them off here. I think this is a designated try to draw them off and then take the timeout play here. Now Larson, he'll look over toward the sideline. Play clock's at 20.
You don't want to give him any time.
Yeah, Thunderbolts are just going to take as much time off the clock as they can here and then call a timeout on 4th down and 2 and then punt the ball away. Although they may go through the motions one more time here and fake the snap, try to get them offside. Nobody buying it, nobody moving. And now the Thunderbolts do take a timeout with 2:22 to go here. We'll keep it here.
Again, Mesa's defense with a stop.
Yeah, they've risen up here in this second quarter, caused some problems for the Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves not making a lot of big plays in the passing game. It's been on the ground today for the Thunderwolves with their big plays.
Well, they've given their team some hope. Said, look, we've kept you into the game, and that the touchdown that Mesa had was into the wind, a rushing touchdown against a very good defense.
Right.
So there are things to be. If you're in the Mesa camp at halftime, you should be ecstatic. If you're at Csu-Pueblo, say we got up 21-0, and then when it's stalled.
Well, plus Miles' coach ever didn't panic. Remember, they had a 4th down around midfield. They could have went for it, perhaps. It was 4th and about 3, I think, and they said, you know what? Nope, we're going to punt the ball away, play field position. They got a 3 and out and ended up getting the ball back in midfield, and that's when they took it down the field. So
exactly, that's faith in your defense too. And he's a defensive guy. He was a defensive back at Colorado State University in Fort Collins, and he was a defensive coordinator here.
Well, as we hit the noon hour, some games just getting underway around the conference. Chadron State with an early lead over Mines. They scored a touchdown. They lead at 6-0. Extra point upcoming.
Go Eagles.
Here's the punt formation now for Baker. Mace's got to be disciplined here. You don't want to jump offside here because you'd give him a first down. Good snap. Punt is away. High kick. Not very deep, though. Fair catch signaled for and taken at the 20-yard line. That wasn't the most scintillating of punts there.
Not for with a 20-mile-an-hour wind at your back.
40-yard punt. No return at the 20. So that's where the Mavericks take over here with 2:15 to go in the first half. Remember, they get the ball first to start the second half.
Interesting to see what Miles, Coach Aver, and the offensive brain trust that Mesa does with this final 2:15. There is a stoppage at 2-minute mark. It's not the 2-minute warning, but the 2-minute timeout.
Wind not as big a factor. It's more out of the east now, and it's calmed down a bit. And they're going to fake the run. They roll the pocket right, pass right, caught. And a gain of about 6 on the play. Blasted out about. Flag comes down. What is this about? I don't think that could possibly be a late hit, could it?
I'm not sure, unless he took him, unless he made pass interference offense.
Yeah, offensive pass
the
interference.
Pick play.
So that'll nullify what was a 7-yard gain. When the flag came out, I thought the timing of it almost seemed like they were calling a late hit, but the play was in bounds. And the player was blasted out of bounds. So offensive pass interference against the Mavericks here. So that'll set Mavericks back. Boy, the Maverick Brain Trust not too happy about this call. So that'll mark it back to the 10-yard line. So that's when you're running the wide receiver up the field and he blocks down on a corner. You run kind of a pick play. That's what enabled the tight end to be open there. But a little too wide open for the officials' liking, and they call the penalty. So it'll be 1st and 20 now from the 10-yard line. Now the Mavericks got to be worried. Thunderbolts need to be thinking about getting the ball back now at
Pin
this
your
point.
ears back.
Here comes a blitz off the edge. They pick it up over the middle, and it's caught. They get the penalty yardage back. And now fighting forward for an extra yard. Now the Thunderbolts jumping on the pile there, and they finally get the man down. And now timeout taken.
The 2-minute timeout.
2-minute warning. Okay, thanks, Joe. Got to get used to that, don't we?
Right.
So a gain of 11. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 now for the Mavericks with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. That was a good play there on 1st and 20 for the Mavericks. They blitzed Bone off the edge, but they picked him up and went over the middle. You go to the vacated area where Bone would normally be. From his safety spot, the Mavericks pick up all the penalty yardage back +1. So it's 2nd and 9 now from the 21-yard line. 21-7, Thunderbolts lead it.
Amavai is getting better as the game rolls on.
Yeah,
he's
gaining
getting
confidence.
his feet under him a little bit.
Yeah, he seems like the real deal. Kind of guy you want at quarterback. Moves pretty well. So it's 2nd down and 9. You go double wide out left. The extra tight end lines up in the slot to the left. Now they send a man in motion right. Empty backfield here. They look right, fire it right, caught to the back across the 20, 25, out of bounds about the 27-yard line. Preserving time there was Belgrave, but he gives up not getting the first down by running out of bounds. So now it's 3rd down and 2. We'll see if that comes back to haunt the Mavericks.
You know, Csu-Pueblo got caught backpedaling a little bit too much, and that the back went in the flat, and he used a safety valve of sorts, but they gave him 10 yards cushion.
So now 3rd and 2. Pretty big play right here for the Thunderbolts defense. Can they get them off the field here? They're going to run the ball to the right side and a 1st down run. Good run there by Belgrave. Puts his head down and he wedges his way all the way out to the 35-yard line. Clock stops momentarily while they move the chains. So now the Mavericks kind of in business here. So they overcome a 1st down and 20 to get this 1st down. Move the chains. Clock now rolls. We're down to 1:40 to go. 21-7, Thunderbolts on top. Mesa with the ball here late in the first half. Double wide out left, single wide out right. Extra man in the slot to the right. Here comes blitz up the middle. They flush him out of the pocket up the right side. Caught short of the 1st down. Gain of about 6 on the play. Out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
Mesa's defense, our offensive line, is doing a great job of picking up the blitzes. That time they sent 2 extra. And Nushi got there on a delayed blitz, but he was 2 steps too late.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 now from the 41. 1:27 to go here in the first half. Same formation, double wide out left, single wide out right. Ball's on the right hash. Belgrave, the running back, on the left hip of Amavai. Fakes it, now sits in the pocket, steps up, fires down the middle. Good catch in Thunderwolves territory at the 45-yard line. What a grab by Kazan Villa.
Peyton Shaw gave him one too many easy steps, and he made the grab.
So Quazon with a good grab there at the 44-yard line. Clock rolls. Looking right, firing right, caught out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. 1:08 to go here in the first half. They give him a nice, generous spot, mark it down to the 38, so gain of 6, 2nd down and 4.
Csu-Pueblo's got to step in front of one of these routes. They're sit routes, and they can just time them up. They pulled out the stretcher, and I was looking to see what player went down, and it looks like it's a cheerleader.
That's not good.
No.
It is, yeah. They're working on the Thunderwolves cheerleader down to our left here. 2nd down and 4 from the 38-yard line. Mavai takes the snap. Here comes pressure off the edge. He steps up, gets the pass away, but low. That pressure influenced that pass there as he wasn't able to step into it.
Well, and that was Cody Ramming and Scipio. Okay, Jim? And I get running guys in and out, but if I'm the defensive coordinator for Csu-Pueblo, I want number 9 and number 20 on the field. I mean, if not every play.
Yeah, they're your best pass rushers for sure. 3rd down and 4, another chance to maybe get off the field here. Remember, any field goal attempt would be influenced. The wind more or less out of the east right now. Still be a very tough kick. Thunderwolves show blitz. Here they come. They rush 6, and they get through and make the stop. A sack. A pack sack for the Thunderwolves.
Cody Ramming.
We might have an injury here for the Thunderwolves. Josiah Sampleton was taken out by his own man, Friendly Fire.
You know, he's limped off the field a couple of times now.
He was taken out by Turrentine that time and went low on him, but he's able to limp it off. So it's 4th down now and 10 after the sack, and now the Thunderwolves will take a timeout with 41 seconds to go here, as they know Mesa's going to have to punt the ball away, so the Thunderwolves want a little time on that clock and may be able to hit a couple plays, get a field goal of their own here going into the locker room. Or we've already seen them block a punt in this first half. So that's always in the realm of possibility here.
Yeah, Sampleton got up gimpy, but Jim, he already been. I've seen him limp off the field at least twice already. And when they switch in, they run in defensive linemen almost every play. He's been hobbled the entire game.
Chadron State did miss the extra point, so it's 6-0 up there in Chadron today, taking on Mines. 7:34 to go in the first quarter there. That's the only game underway so far in the RMAC. The rest of them later this afternoon and this evening. Western and Adams play the night game tonight in the conference.
We go to Chadron late.
Last regular season game of the year will be up there in Chadron, Nebraska.
Made my hotel reservation in summer because I was not about to stay in the hotel we stayed in last year.
Always dicey going into Chadron, Nebraska in the middle of November. Never know. Here we go. Punt formation now. Sullivan Moon standing back at his own 41. Rakowski is inside the 10. Good snap. Moon's into it. And he sends it sailing, and that's going to sail into the end zone. That's going to favor for the Thunderwolves. So Moon unable to hit the ball inside the 20. That gives some Thunderwolves some operating room here.
And the wind and a timeout. Take a couple shots, wouldn't you?
Yeah, so only net 20 on the punt there that time. That's not what the Mavericks needed right there.
And the wind did not look like it affected that punt, do you think?
Yeah, I think the wind has shifted. It's more out of the east. It's kind of coming right toward us here, and it's not as heavy as it was. So.
Yeah, coming from the east is never good if you're a storm in Colorado, in Pueblo. If it comes from the east, you're going to get wet.
So Mitchell and Toscas wide to the right. Rakowski, along with Retzlaff, wide to the left. Russell the lone back. Might see a handoff to Russell here. Try to spread the field and spring him up the middle. And they do give him the ball. Now he tries to cut at the outside across the 20, and he cuts out of bounds for a gain of 2. That'll stop the clock. So I'm not a genius, Joe, but I just thought that was the play to call there.
Well, because it was so spread out. The middle was wide open, but he was smart to bounce it out and preserve that timeout. They only took 7 seconds on the play.
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 now from the 23. Same formation. Straight drop back by Larson. Steps up in the pocket. Fires right. Rakowski's got it. And he stayed in bounds there. He's thrown out of bounds, but the clock rolls. The Thunderwolves will, well, they have to stop the clock to move the chains. So we're 20 seconds, and now they reset the chains. Now they wind the clock.
Got to take
straight
a shot.
Drop back. And here comes pressure. Now rolls the pocket right. Got to get rid of it, and does. And dumps the ball into the Thunderwolves bench. We're down to 14 seconds to go.
Man, Mesa's playing this right with the 3 deep safeties, everything in front of them. Even if you did a go route right now, you're going to run it into double coverage. But you don't have enough time to let these guys get open. Is there a flag?
Officials discussing things here. Can't be grounding. He's outside the tackle box. Got the ball across the line of scrimmage. And you hear the fans clapping. That's for the cheerleader that was injured on doing something here. Maybe it was one of their stunts or whatever. And they've got her neck immobilized. That's not a good sign there. Second down and 10. Larson, here comes pressure. Gets the pass away to Russell. Relatively short game. Breaks a tackle, though. Breaks another tackle. And he's across the 35 to the 36. That was a very exciting 4-yard play there for the Thunderwolves.
Howard Russell runs out to get the ball and ran away to hand to the umpire. That's what you like to see from your kids. This is just a go route. Hail Mary. I don't know if he's got enough time. Got the arm. There's enough defensive backs to stop any pass.
3rd and 6 here. That'll be the last play, barring a penalty here. Oh, man, dangerous play there. And they hit Mitchell, and the ball broken up, and that'll end that. Here's a flag down. So here is that penalty against the defense here. It's going to give the Thunderwolves an untimed down. As the flag down. No, offensive pass interference on the Thunderwolves. So the half comes to an end. Offensive pass interference, the call on the Thunderwolves. So the half has come to an end. After the first half, Thunderwolves lead it 21-7. Once led this game 21-0, but the Mavericks come up with a touchdown in the second quarter. They've made a game of it. Back with our halftime show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Thunderbolt, 21-7 here at halftime. Pack on top. Thunderwolves led 21-0 after their first 2 offensive possessions, plus a blocked punt that's a return for the touchdown. So it was 21-0 with 3:09 to go in the first quarter, but the Thunderbolts held scoreless the rest of the first half. Mavericks getting a touchdown from Belgrave, a 28-yard run with 11:34 to go in the second quarter. And the extra point was good. That cuts the lead to 14 or 21-7. Mesa did threaten one more time. The Thunderbolts coming up with a big sack on 4th down, pushing the Mavericks out of field goal territory. So that's why we're here at 21-7. Thunderbolts did miss a field goal of their own, and the kicking game for the Thunderbolts has just been abysmal this year. And, boy, you hope that 3 points didn't come back to haunt them, but it could have made it 24-7, continue the momentum, but they missed that kick. And Mavericks have some life here, Joe.
They had 14 yards after the first quarter. They have 146 now. That tells you how good they played in the second quarter. Moved the ball, ran the ball. Nice dink and dunk passes by Amavai. They just played a lot better in the second quarter. It seemed like they got their footing. It was an early start. They're on the road. Maybe it took them a quarter to kind of figure out where they were.
We continue to follow the game up in Chadron, Nebraska. Mines just had to punt the ball away from their own territory, so that game is going to come to an end in the first quarter. Chadron leads at 6-0. So Chadron a little bit better this year, and it just shows you Mines. They had struggled against Washburn last week. They're just not quite as good, it seems like, early on here in the season. We'll see how the season develops, but when you lose a quarterback of the stature that they had, you know they're going to struggle a bit.
And
plus some of the other guys, a lot of those 6-year guys.
We'll see them. They're good, and they're going to plug in somebody, and they're going to be right there. But you feel like since John Matoka's not there anymore, that that's one thing you don't have to worry about. You will obviously have to worry about who's playing quarterback, but you don't have to worry about him.
Exactly. The guy can make
so
a play
good, and
when everything
so tough.
Yeah, when everything falls apart, he was able to make plays late. They just don't have that factor anymore up there in gold. Halftime here for the Thunderbolt. Pack lead at 21-7. More of our halftime show comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
21-7 here, Thunderwolves at halftime. Joe, let's update one more time here on this Chadron game. I'm just kind of looking. It's kind of astonishing. Mines right now has 1 yard total offense in the first quarter. They had 3 passing yards, minus 2 rushing yards. Chadron State, on the other hand, has 119 yards in total offense.
What's the time of possession? Does it list that? That's when you wonder if they just played keep away and went the length of the
11:41 to 4:02.
Yeah, see,
and 4 of 6 on third downs. Mine's 0 of 2. So we'll continue to follow that one as the day goes on. Here, Thunderwolves on top, 21-7. Joe, we got an update on who blocked the punt.
Yeah, Shalom Peter, a redshirt out of Dallas, and Mateus Bug was the scoop and score. And so you think about CSU Pueblo, they got a great rushing touchdown from Howard Russell. Then they get another one from Howard Russell. They get a block punt, scoop and score. Everything's going your way. It's 21-0. dominated on the stat sheet and on the field. And all of a sudden you get to the second quarter and the stats have kind of evened out. You missed a field goal. You allowed a touchdown. You've given a team that you wanted to crush life.
Yeah, the Mavericks started to get a little pressure on the quarterback as well. They started making things more and more difficult for the Thunderwolves. And plus, they played the field position game pretty well there in that second quarter. Thunderwolves were backed up.
That's a smart play by Miles, Coach Avery, and his staff. You just have to be smart sometimes and don't let your eagerness and your aggressiveness rule all the time. Like, you know me, if I was a coach, I would be easy to coach against because I would blitz every down.
Well, Joe, I'm looking at the shrimp deal we got, the shrimp and the pork.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of an old story of, I may have told you before, but remember that George Willis, he played for then USC back when I was doing the basketball games in the mid-'80s, and we were at I think it was a Sizzler out in California somewhere in Santa Barbara, I think it was. And remember the Sizzler used to have that all-you-could-eat shrimp and salad bar there. And George, he's eating these shrimp, and he's just going to town on them. And finally Dwayne Futch looks over and goes, "Willis, you don't eat the tail on a shrimp," because he was eating everything. He was just going down the hatch, and everybody remembers George. He was a big dude. He's called Big George. And George looked at me and he goes, "Well, it's fried, isn't it?" And Dave Socher happened to be on the road with us. He looked over and he goes, "George," or he goes, "Hey, Willis, if they fried a dog's you-know-what, would you eat that too?" And the whole team just lost it. And it was one of those great moments. So every time I see shrimp and I don't eat the tail, I wonder if Big George would have ate the tail there. George, if you're out there somewhere, hope things were going well. He was from Kankakee, Illinois, one of the meanest places to ever be from in this country. Just a troubled area. But he came out of there, and he's one of the nicest, one of those gentle giant guys, big old teddy bear.
Name a movie that Kankakee, Illinois played a part in. I'd never heard of that term until I watched this movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
Okay, what is it?
The Accountant with Ben Affleck.
That's right.
The guy's from Kankakee, Illinois.
It's right there, close to East St. Louis.
Yep, I know exactly where it is.
It's just a tough area.
And I know where it is because I Googled it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I thought they were making it up, and it is a rough area.
And Big George, man, he could shoot the ball. Plus, he was a menace. He's about 6'6", and he was about 6'6" around, but could move. He was kind of like a Moses Malone type, not quite as tall, but man, George, think about you from time to time and memories like that. Plus those guys, Dwayne Futch and everybody. Hearing good things about the basketball team this year, Joe. Think they might be pretty good.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm a big Hammer guy, and I want Hammer to succeed. This university is a fun place when basketball's good. We sat through some pretty good women's games that were out drawing them in, and they were fun. So you imagine you get some good women's games and good men's game back-to-back Thursday, Saturday nights out here. That would be fun.
That would be fun. And, of course, Ralph Turner this year, the former head coach of the Thunderwolves, he had one of the last great teams here at Csu-Pueblo. It was 17-5 year. Lost a heartbreaker in the playoffs. Probably cost him a trip to the regional. But Ralph, in his last year of coaching now, back there in Tennessee, coaching in high school after he left here, and going to hang it up at the end of this year. So, Ralph, if you're listening to the ball, he listens a lot. So, if you're out there, Ralph, a little salute to you.
Lipscomb.
Halftime here, 21-7. Thunderwolves on top. We'll have the first half numbers that comes your way next. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the ThunderBowl. 21-7, Pack on top here. First downs in the first half, Pack with 12, Mesa with 9. Thunderbolts 140 on the ground, 99 through the air, 239 yards total offense. Mesa 38 on the ground, 108 through the air, 146 yards in total offense. Thunderbolts ran 40 plays, Mesa ran 34. One of the quirky numbers in the first half, Thunderbolts only 1 of 8 on third down, but they were 3 of 3 on fourth down, 2 of 2 in the red zone. Mesa 2 of 8 on third down, no fourth down conversion attempts. Did not get into the red zone. Remember, their touchdown was from outside the red zone. Individual numbers, Russell 12 carries for 118 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a 57-yard run in that first quarter. Belgrave 4 carries for 47 yards. Larson 12 of 20 for 99, was sacked once. Amavai 11 of 19, 108 yards. He was sacked once as well. Toscas three catches for 44. Mitchell 3 for 31. Edwards 4 for 47 for the Mavericks. 21-7 here at halftime. Thunderbolts on top. Second half is next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the ThunderBowl. Early start today, of course, 11 o'clock, and looks like it was a good decision. Just looking at the radar, storms are coming, but they're quite a ways away. That's just moved through Trinidad. That's where the front is, just starting to creep into Walsenburg, just starting to rain a little bit in Walsenburg. But the good news is it's mostly just greens, not a lot of yellows and reds, Joe, and that's the enemy of any football game this time of year is lightning.
Well, you wonder, Adams State's a home game tonight, aren't they?
That's in Gunnison.
Oh, that's in Gunnison. So I think this is supposed to be a front range front.
Thunderwolves will kick it off here in the second half. And as we mentioned, the wind, it's pretty calm right now, Joe. The little ribbons on each upright are laying kind of maybe flickering a little bit, but it's not like it was to start this game. So,
but I did notice when Evan Lyons was trying to warm up from where he is right now on the 35-yard line, the ball kept blowing off the tee still. So you wonder if it's down there, if it's
swirling a little bit. We'll keep an eye on it here. Thunderbolts moving left to right as we look at it, north to south here in this third quarter.
So they get the wind in the third quarter, but all the points have been scored into the wind.
Here we go. Kick is away, and it sails out the back of the end zone. So it tells you what wind we do have still coming out of mostly the north.
Nice kick. I love touchbacks. I know a lot of people don't, but you avoid injury and you avoid penalty.
So you take over at the 25, and that's where Mesa will start. They were a lot better on offense there in that second quarter as Amavai really started to find his stride. Plus, they were running the ball a lot better. They start with Aiden Taylor at back. When they went to Belgrave, who was listed as the starter coming in, he played the second quarter. I thought the running game was better with him out there, but
CSU-Pueblo getting their personnel on defense set to start the half, Jim. That's stuff you should be ready to go, shouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe they were looking to see what personnel they were going to run out. They were to decide who they were going to run out. And we got movement along the line of scrimmage. False start here on the Mavericks.
Well, Finney jumped, but was did the center move the ball, or was he drawn off?
The old snap infraction, perhaps.
It sure looked like the center moved the ball, and he did. The linesman said he did. And now Cody Ramsey's like, we didn't even get a run of play. Why are we off? I hate seeing 9 and 20 come off the field. I just hate it.
Here's the mark-off. Back to the 20.
No offense to any other defenders, but my guys, Bone, Finney, Nushi, Scipio, Ramey.
Is the magician still with us, Joe? The old snap infraction?
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him in a while. I'm sure he's retired.
Okay. He was the first guy we ever heard the word snap infraction. Roll the pocket right. Here comes pressure. Gets away from it. Gets the throw up, and it's caught by the tight end out across the 40, 43-yard line. Got it over the top of the linebacker that time for the Thunderwolves, and a big gain for the Mavericks all the way out to the 43-yard line.
That's something you might as well take a picture of that play because you don't see it very often, and that was Daniel Bone overplaying and getting beat on that play.
So it's a 1st and 10 for the Mavericks at their own 43-yard line. 21-7, Thunderwolves lead it here, just underway in the third quarter. Bring a man in motion across the formation. They're going to give the ball up the middle, and the Thunderwolves snuff that out. Stymie, the running back.
Nushi.
Aiden Taylor on the carry. No gain. It'll be second down and 10 unless the center. Let's see where the center is. You never know where he's going to put it. That puts it right back. No gain.
John Nushi got a running start at that running back. And when you're a middle linebacker, you beg for those.
2nd and 10 for the Mavericks. Go to the pistol formation this time. And they're going to hand it. Now try to bounce it outside. Oh, and a good stick there for the Thunderwolves. That man, Noah Purcell, he's having himself a ball game. Gain of a yard, maybe 2 on the play. They'll give him 2 out to the 45, so it'll be 3rd down and 8.
That was a beneficial spot because he did not get to the 45-yard line, but that's where they put it.
Purcell just stuck his nose right in there and blasted it. So 3rd and 8 now for the Mavericks. They're going to send 2 wideouts to the right, single wideout left. They do have the tight end in the slot to the left, right off the left hip of the tackle. From the gun, straight drop back. Here comes pressure up the middle, and they got him.
Noah Purcell.
From his middle linebacker position, they didn't account for him, and he gets the sack all the way back to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was a gap attack, and he went in a gap that no one filled.
Now we've got a flag. That's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against the Mesa bench. They're pointing at the Mesa bench.
Or maybe just a sideline warning. Yeah.
Sideline warning, okay. Cecil Harrison.
Oh, they don't give a warning now?
They mark it off. So it's a dead ball.
Thought you got one.
Oh, yeah, I thought so too.
Did you think you got one?
I thought so, but they mark it off back to the 20-yard line. So it is now 4th and forever.
You know, and what happens when they call that's an official that's backtracking
and
trips over a player.
4th and 33 here. Kick is away.
Good
kick. Angles toward the sideline. Fair catch taken by Rakowski back here at the 30-yard line. Good kick there by Sullivan Moon. And he kind of barks over at the Thunderwolves special team guys, and they're kind of laughing over here by the net. Oh,
an old friend of ours is listening, Jim.
Who's that?
Kevin Shriver.
Hey, Kevin.
Checking in from probably some tropical locale or some golf tournament.
Golfing
or
down in Tucson or Phoenix,
place,
wherever he's at down there.
Living the good life while we pay our insurance premiums.
I think he's in Scottsdale, right?
But Kevin treated us right for a lot of years, and we love him and we miss him.
Miss him, that's for sure. Thunderwolves take over at their own 31-yard line here, leading the game 21-7. See if they can establish the ground game again. They give it to Russell up the middle, cuts inside for a yard is all. Well, this Mesa defense coming into the game, they were billed to be the strength of this club. They held the high-powered Central Washington Ball Club to only 28 last week, held Kingsville to only 13. They won that game 16-13 on the road in the opener this year. So they can play defense.
Well, and the will drives that they had in the first quarter, they have not had since, where you're just trying to beat them up front.
2nd and 9, out pattern. Retzlaff, he's hit down immediately at the 35, so he'll gain 3. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Mesa's corners are doing a good job of not letting Toskes, Rakowski, and Retzlaff get free. They're bumping them and then riding them. Instead of sitting back or letting them blow by them, they're in press coverage or just off press coverage, and they're getting that initial bump, and it's been very effective, even though they're giving up some size.
Rakowski in the slot to the right this time. Now he goes in motion across the formation left. They look right. Wheel route, right side to Russell. Cuts back inside. Tries to get forward to the first down. He's short. He's short by a yard.
Yeah, he could have just run a little bit harder north and south instead of trying to cut it back. But you got to go for this one, don't you?
4th and a yard for the Thunderwolves. It's less than a yard. Actually, the ball's out across the 40. They're going to send the heavy package in. They bring in the extra tight end, and that is, of course, Curtis Luckett. Now the punt team comes out. They thought about going for it, and Phil Vigil says, you know what? No, punt the ball away.
Well, you don't want to give Mesa momentum. They get a 4th down stop. All of a sudden, they get a quick score, and you change momentum.
And they do indeed punt it. High booming kick. Fair catch signaled for and taken back at the 11-yard line. Beg your pardon. Back at the 11, taken there by Cash Bradley. So Thunderwolves elect to play field position.
A little bit better punt by Reagan Baker. Got some hang time in there, plus he got some distance.
Yeah, that was a case where you can't win the game in the third quarter by going for it and picking up a first down, but you can sure as hell lose it if you don't get it and give Mesa a great field position. Could change the entire complexion of the ball game.
Jim, you know, we got to give a shout out to our guy. He's helping out the offense and the receivers this year. Good friend of ours, one of the best to ever play here, in Paul Browning. He's been at the games, and he's down there, and he's a sounding board. And you look at Paul, and he's still a specimen.
Yeah, there he is. I see him. Yeah, they always talk about the Mount Rushmore guy. He'd be a Mount Rushmore guy at Csu-Pueblo. Here's a little in pattern. Big hit, but breaking the tackle. getting forward is Edwards. Not much. Gains 4 on the play out to the 15, but he took a pretty good shot there.
Yeah, you know who hit him?
Had to be Bone.
Nora Purcell.
Or Purcell as well. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul Browning is up there. Quality guy plus a great player.
Well, I talked to him a year ago at the old Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House after a ball game. He does the little coaching on the side up in Springs, kind of some like a personal mentor to some players. Has a couple different things going on up there. Here's the handoff up the middle, a little patient run this time, and then diving forward is Belgrave. Gets to the 18. He'll be 3 yards short. So 3rd and 3 here for the Mavericks. 10:20 to go, third quarter. Thunderbolts lead at 21-7.
That's Nushi making another tackle. He's got to be in double-digit tackles. He had 17 tackles last week against Grand Valley State. 17 and a sack.
Umpire tax takes it back closer to the 17-yard line. So this 3rd and a long 3 now. Lone running back is Belgrave. I think he's the better of the 2 running backs. They give it to him up the middle. Tries to bounce it outside. Cuts inside. Taken down. Good stop by the Thunderwolves. Miles Sprague on the stop for the Pack.
You know, he's from Holyoke, and that Sprague name out of Holyoke, Dusty and that whole family. And Miles is a reserve linebacker. He's getting more playing time now with Seidenberger sidelined.
Yeah, if you weren't with us early on, Seidenberger out with that ankle injury. Hopes to get back next week. I think it's going to be 2 weeks. Just kind of talking to him. Sounds like there might be a little thing more involved in it, but we'll see. 4th down and a yard. Got to be patient here. Don't jump offside if you're the Pack. Give them an easy 1st down. They creep up on the line of scrimmage. Moon gets the punt away. High, booming kick, but he pulled it dead left. That is not a good punt. And the Thunderbolts are going to have the ball in Maverick territory here. All the coaches pointing up around the 40, but I think it's going to be more like around the 50. And up, they keep going forward. Look at them. Wow. 38-yard line of the Mavericks.
And the line of scrimmage was the 21.
Horrible punt there. Only 17 yards, and the Thunderwolves catch a break early on here in the second half. Timeout on the field. 9:05 to go in the third quarter. 21-7 Thunderwolves on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Welcome back to the Thunderbowl. Well, Joe, right here is where the Thunderbolts offense has to put a stamp on this game right here.
Again, win at your back, short field, 9 minutes, get a quick score, get your receivers involved. You know, Devin Larson's the leading receiver in the leading quarterback in the nation.
Russell is the back, and they're going to run the read option here, and nothing there for Larson. He put it in the belly that time of Russell, took it out, tried to run around the edge, and they stuff him for no gain. So 2nd down and 10 from the 38-yard line of the Mavericks after the 17-yard punt by the Mavericks. Double wide out left. Dvorak's in the game. He's in the slot to the right. Now he stands up as they change the play call here at the line of scrimmage. Lucky Dude's in the game as well. He's over on this right side. So they're unbalanced right with the tight ends. Retzlaff and Toscas are wide to the left. And they fake it to Russell. They look left. Now they come down the middle of the field looking for Retzlaff. That pass with the wind goes way over his head. He had him. He was breaking into the clear there, but pass sailed way over his head, riding the wind that time.
And Devin Larson on that play had time. You know, he didn't drop back. He's already back when he takes the snap. He doesn't take too many steps farther back, so the pocket kind of collapsed around him, but he had time to throw. It was clean.
So sometimes in a wind game, the wind with you hurts you just as much as thrown into the wind. Double wide out to each side here, kind of a stack formation on each side.
This is where these crossers can really come and help you.
Pass caught by Rakowski. He's got the 1st down inside the 25, down to about the 23-yard line. Good adjustment there by Rakowski to get the 1st down.
He's a great route runner. Okay, he knows if it's a 3-yard cut or a sit route or a 7 or a 9, he runs exact routes.
Yeah, he's what you call a technician playing wide receiver. Here's Russell up the middle, and he is hauled down. Could that be a face mask?
I think he got him by the shirt.
And no flag. And Russell upset about everything here as he gets the treatment after the play. Gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9. Howard wasn't pleased with the way he was handled there.
I'm not sure I haven't seen a drive chart, but CSU Pueblo has not been good on 1st down today.
So 2nd down and 9.
But they have not let Reggie Retzloff in single coverage yet.
Well, they haven't been very good on 3rd down either today until that 3rd down. Hitting it one to Rakowski. 2nd and a long 9. Give it to Russell. Bounces it inside the 20 down to about the 19-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd down now and 6. Even 3 points would be huge here, but any 3 points for the Thunderbolts would be huge the way they've kicked the ball this year in the field goal game. 2 of 6. And again, they give it to Russell up the middle. He's got a big opening, but he tried to go into the air that time. That might have cost him the first down. He's close.
No, he got the first down, but just barely.
That's when you want him to just go Terrell Davis and just burrow.
Yeah. That's a first down.
Yep, he does get the mark at the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, we thought we'd see the last of him leaping.
Toskis and Retzlaff wide to the right. Russell the back, and they give it to him. Makes the first man miss, and then he's hauled down at the 11. Gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. We're down to 6:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 21-7. Thunderwolves with the lead. Trying to get more here. Trying to make it a little more comfortable here as we play this game. They led 21-0 right off the bat. Mavericks got a touchdown in the 2nd quarter, and their defense started to play a lot better. Thunderbolts trying to take advantage of the short punt here on this possession. Again, they give it to Russell. He tries to go outside, inside the 10, inside the 5 to the pylon. Touchdown!
The 3rd touchdown for Howard Russell, the 4th. He's got to get 5, doesn't he? We got to get him 5 today.
Well, he took that handoff and immediately went left. It almost looked like Devin Larson wanted to escort him. He said, "Go that way, young fella." And you're not going to win that race to the pylon with Russell. That was easy money. Extra point try here for the Pack.
Did you notice on that play, Devin Larson was going to go out to block, and then said, "No,
I don't need to.
He's got it."
Ball's down. Kick is up, and it is good. 5:41 to go here in the 3rd quarter. I thought they might go media timeout here, but looks like they're not going to, so we'll keep it here. 28-7, Thunderwolves on top. So, Joe, they did just what I thought they needed to do there. Take advantage of that field position, and now get yourself a little breathing room.
Yeah, if you don't, that's just as good. That's momentum for Mesa as well. That's one of those you almost have to scores, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't use as much time as they probably could have, but they still used 3.5 minutes. But the touchdown is what matters.
Plus, Rock was getting anxious. He hadn't had a run for a while, and he and Mark run up the track here to our right.
Yeah, I've never had that feeling. I've never had a runner's high, Jim.
I see the birthday boys down there in the end zone as well, or down there on the track. First name escaping me, Joe. It's been 3 days, and George.
Oh, from the Thunder Zone.
Yeah.
Greg,
right? G, something like that.
Happy birthday. Belated.
Yeah, happy belated.
Right? Got to give a shout out to Robin. She's the yoga and spin instructor. Her birthday was yesterday. All these people they're not as old as us, but, you know.
They're getting closer. Really not, but in a percentage basis, they're getting closer. Here's the kick out the back of the end zone. So we'll come out to the 20. You know, mid-November, about the end of the regular season, I turned 63. I can handle 62. In 63, you could almost go for Social Security, Joe.
Yeah.
It's close. I think the magic number now, they say, is 63.5 if you want to maximize your – of course, if you wait to save, you get more money, but then you give up those few months. So you got to start doing some calculations about all that.
Yeah,
it's mind-numbing to me right now. I don't want to think about it.
It's math. I worked at the Chief for 24 years, so I have ways to go to my retirement. But, you know, I have my birthday's in December, and that'll be my last one in the 50s.
So if there's anybody out there who wants to coach me about all that.
Oh, there's plenty of them. They'll do it for a fee.
Yeah, exactly. There's always a fee involved, isn't there?
There's always a fee.
They run the reverse here around the left side to the Mavericks, but the Thunderbolts, you don't make a living going east and west against the Pack. Never have, never will. Got an update there, an interesting fact, Joe?
It is that Howard Russell's third touchdown. It's the first 3 TD rushing game since Marche Denard in 2018.
Marche Denard, one of my favorite. Well, they're all my favorites.
We love Marche Denard
great
because
family.
We love Marche because, all right, without sounding creepy, he had the best body. He looked like a chiseled running back. It was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And he was soft-spoken, but he was part of that running back he was part of there was a room of just
and his family was
studs.
Always there, and to get great supporters of the pack. So, Marche, if you're out there listening, hope you're doing well. Gain of a couple here. It's going to be 3rd and long now for the Mavericks. They tried the reverse on first down. That didn't do anything. This time they run back to the right side.
Interesting why they keep trying to run, maybe because of the wind still, but they're still trying to poke that roof of the tent to try and see if they can spring a leak.
Going to be 3rd and 8 here as they spot the ball at the 27 after the umpire tax. Double wide out right, single wide out left. The tight end in the slot to the left, probably to provide protection in case the blitz. Here comes the blitz up the middle, and they had their hands on him, and now they had their hands on him again, spinning out of there. Finally, they get him down, a pack sack back at the 15-yard line. He just couldn't get away.
Relentless play by Bryson Torrey. Relentless.
Torrey not to be denied there.
That will be a highlight for the team to see for weeks to come about not giving up on a play.
Yeah, Amavai thought he had rid of him a couple of different times, but Torrey just stayed with it, and got him on the turf way back at the 15-yard line. 4th and 20 now for the Mavericks. Rakowski stands at his own 45 here. Remember the last punt by Moon was horrible. He tries to go rugby, almost had that block. This time he kind of hits to the right. Rakowski makes the grab, and he's hit. That was a fair catch. And a 15-yard mark off on the Mavericks. The defender didn't realize it was a fair catch and just blasted Rakowski.
That's the same guy that hit Devin Larson.
He just likes administering punishment, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, that's 30 yards it cost him.
So that'll put it into Maverick territory here. And we do have our timeout on the field. We'll wait till they get this penalty marked off. And that marks it all the way down to the Maverick 41-yard line. Timeout on the field, 3:30 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 28-7. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Well, we had a dramatic moment there. If there was ever a chance to win the $800 worth of tires, you had the wind at your back, but you forgot to kick it high, Joe.
These people are not kickers for sure. They when they ask you, have you ever kicked before, they can honestly say no. Big chance for the Thunderwolves to put an exclamation point on this quarter with 3:30 to go from the Mavs 41.
Yeah, they can put this game away effectively right here with this drive. And they go play action. Retzlaff has the grab inside the 40, but taken down. Good tackle there by the cornerback. Now a flag down. Thunder was going to have an illegal man downfield, I believe. Looked like the left tackle was downfield a little early there. That'd be Evan James.
You know, and he's in for Tyler Etheridge for some reason. I didn't see Tyler get hurt.
He leaked out of there a little bit. He's about 4 yards up the field.
I'm looking for Tyler Etheridge on the sidelines, and I know he was here to start.
So that nullifies what was a 4-yard game, a 5-yard mark. So 1st and 15 now from the 46-yard line. So not a good start to the drive here. 3:19 to go in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 28-7. They're going to run the ball this time, and it's stuffed. Man, the Mavericks running to the ball there and taking down Corian Burrell, the senior out of Beaumont, Texas, transfer for the Thunderwolves. Out of Henderson State, right, John?
Yeah. Good football program.
Loses 2 on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 17.
You know, when you get good players from good programs, that's the ones you keep an eye on. And Henderson State's a good Division II football team.
2 wideouts each side this time. Ball right in the middle of the field. Burrell goes in motion to the left side. They look right instead. Here's the out pattern. Oh, great grab by Nigel Mitchell there. Doesn't gain a lot, but that was a spectacular catch at the 44-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 12 now for the Thunderwolves from the 44-yard line. Same formation. Now they're going to change it up. Look toward the sideline. Larson looks it over, takes the snap. They rush 4. Up the right sideline for Retzlaff. He tried to go up with one arm. Wasn't the
flag.
Wasn't the cornerback holding his other arm? Is that the reason why he couldn't get the other arm?
He's looking
up
for
to
a
grab
flag.
I was looking for it. But it isn't cheating if they don't call it. That's what I always say. Got to get caught.
I do see Tyler Etheridge on the field or on the ground on the sidelines, but he was not in the game on that. He's walking a little gingerly.
So 4th and 12. Thunderbolts will punt it away here. So unable to take advantage of that great field position. Pooch kick. Fair catch signal for and taken at the 11-yard line. That's a good punt. Not a lot of yards on it, but you pin him inside the 20, and that was a great job that time by the punter for the Thunderbolts.
That was at
Reagan Baker.
Yeah, Reagan Baker. Just, you kick it with the nose down to deaden it.
So Mesa will take over at their own 11-yard line.
You almost feel like that was a blown opportunity right there. I know we're picking at this, but you just don't want teams to hang around and have life.
Well, you hope the old field position battle turns your way here. Maybe get a 3-and-out here, get that ball back again around midfield. Mesa down by 3 touchdowns. They need more than a couple of first downs. They got to start getting that ball up the field here. Need some explosive plays if they want to win. Amavai, the quarterback, up under center this time, sends Edwards in motion across the formation. They fake it. Roll the pocket right, pass over the middle, incomplete. Looked like both receivers weren't sure who it was supposed to be to, and the ball fell harmlessly incomplete around the 20 after both receivers kind of stopped.
Defensive end Michael Lutz, who came from the far side from his defensive end and flushed the quarterback to his right, and he wanted to throw it before he was ready because he was bearing down.
2nd down and 10 now for the Mavericks. Minute 49 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Thunderbolts lead it 28-7. They led 21-7 at halftime. Got a 3rd quarter touchdown here to get them some breathing room. Press coverage on both wide receivers. Straight drop back up the middle. They hit the quarterback. They just throw it up for grabs. Almost picked off.
He went out of bounds. He was not reachable anyway.
Cody ramming along with Scipio, putting the pressure on Amavai. He just had to throw it up for grabs that time, as if he doesn't, he gets sacked.
Amavai's going to feel this trip all the way back to Grand Junction between that hit earlier from Bone.
Yeah.
But give him credit. He stays in there. He's tough.
So now 3rd and 10. Thunderbolts have had a lot of free runners at the quarterback today. They all come up on the line of scrimmage, disguising who's going to come. And they get through there. They set up the screen pass, but the Thunderbolts rally to the ball and stop it for about a 4-yard gain there. That's good defense there. As Scipio kind of on a zone blitz that time, Joe, he didn't come after the quarterback. He backed up into coverage and makes the stop.
Yeah, Caden Rulo just kind of stayed home at safety and didn't buy the screen. He didn't buy the deep thing. He just stayed there.
Boy, Scipio, is he impressive? We saw him again down on the field before the game, and he is just a man, isn't he?
Well, it's fun because he's on the hands team, and I asked him, I said, are you allowed to return, or do you have to fair catch it? And he goes, no, if I want to, I could take it.
High snap, but somehow Moon snags it, but he's in trouble. He's taken down back at the goal line, and he's going to go down at the 1-yard line. He should have just taken the safety. Instead, the Thunderbolts are going to take over at the 1-yard line.
Hey, and that's that kid, our good friend Shalom Peter, who blocked a punt earlier this game.
And now Moon or Sully has to realize, just take the safety right there. But now
And I don't know-
Thunderbolts have an easy 1 yard to get a touchdown.
Do you think that was a fake?
No, it was a high snap. He knew it was going to get it
Instead
blocked,
to
so
go-
he was trying to run away and
Look
find
at-
some room.
Howard Russell wanted to be in there. He said, hey, man, this
Yeah,
is
I
my
need my
game.
4th touchdown. But they're going to instead bring Fincher into the ball game. Give it to Fincher. Nice cut. Spins. He's short.
Short.
They're trying to get Fincher his first touchdown as the Thunderwolf. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 1. Now they're going to bring in the freshman.
Russell Patton.
Patton comes in for Fincher. I run play action and flip it out in the flat here to Retzlaff. That's what I do. And they give it to the freshman. He spins. He's short. Thunderwolves can't get that yard.
And that's going to probably do it for the third quarter. But you're going in on the 1, so the win's not going to be a factor, at least on this drive.
So we're down to 10 seconds to go, and that indeed will be. Actually lost about a half a yard there on that play. So that will do it for the third quarter. Thunderbolts put up a touchdown in the third quarter, increase their lead to 21. They lead at 28-7. We're through 3 quarters. Thunderbolts football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Well, Joe, why don't we just get Noah Purcell out there and give him a touchdown here?
Well, if we're going to split hairs, you have number 4, who's found the end zone 3 times already.
Now they're going to try Corey and Burrell at tailback. They're trying to get somebody different into the end zone here. Who wants it?
They just want to share it.
So 4th and goal here, or 3rd and goal rather, as we start the 4th quarter.
You know, watch Rezi Retzlaff on the far right. He's going to work his guy in and then just go to the pylon. He's in single coverage. If he gets inside leverage, he can do the slant. He can do the stop and turn back to the pylon.
Little delay here. Now the back judge is ready to go. Here we go. 3rd and goal from the 1. Give it up the middle. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. So Corey and Burrell gets into the end zone. So the running back by committee, the 3rd man in the committee on this series, gets in.
Well, what better competition in the running back room to say, okay, you get a shot, you get a shot, you get a shot.
Good for Corey and the senior out of Beaumont, Texas. So extra point try upcoming here for Evan Lyons. Good snap. Ball's down. Kick is up. And he is good. 14:57 to go here in the 4th quarter. That only took 3 seconds, and the Thunderwolves now lead it 35-7. So we had a little drama, Joe, as we moved on here into the 3rd quarter, but the Thunderwolves now effectively put the game away.
Well, I would think that you feel a little bit more comfortable at 4 touchdowns, but this is also Phil Vigil's alma mater he's playing against, coaching against, and the Mesa versus Csu-Pueblo rivalry in everything. It's a team you love to hate. I'm sure they feel the same way. Sometimes you get a little Mesa envy because of there's 10,000 students at Mesa and 4,000 at Csu-Pueblo. So when you can stick it to them in football, you stick it to them in football.
Well, that's what you have to do because they're sticking it to us and everything else. So you got to get where you get it.
Well, and I still have on my phone he was in.
Oh yeah,
when we were in Grand Junction.
What a nightmare scenario that was.
Kept him from the playoffs.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I don't know. I don't remember what year it is.
Wonder what that guy's doing these days. He's probably still working in the RMAC.
But I have it on my phone.
All right, here we go. The trumpet man, Timmy, right? Timmy Trumpet?
Timmy Trumpet.
Here's the kick. And
look at that.
Into the wind, out the back of the end zone. It tells you the wind not quite as factor. Evan Lyons comes over to the sideline and says, yeah, I got it. Howard Russell out there.
First got to greet him. He
like that. He's a
blew
team
out his
guy.
arm, though, doing it.
Yeah.
He blew out his arm, shoulder to high-fiving the kicker. That's why you don't celebrate, Jim.
That's right.
Ask Nigel Mitchell.
Yep.
That's why you don't celebrate.
So the Mavericks take over at their own 25-yard line, now trailing at 35-7.
Now, if you're this defensive line, pin those ears back and go get them.
The lights are on here at the ThunderBowl as the clouds get a little thicker, gets a little darker here.
You know who watches weather more than you? Paul Plinsky.
Yeah, he's always looking for it. Pass out to left and dropped. That was alligator arms. As Quezon Villa had it in his hands, but let it slip through.
Second down.
Been doing games a lot of years. This is my first Quezon.
And he dropped it.
Quezon, for those of you who are thinking of a name.
He's got gloves. He's got gloves and wristbands and armbands. So
what you're saying is that didn't help.
No.
Look left, ball caught, and Thunderbolts rally to the ball. Gain of about 7 to the 32-yard line. It'll bring up third down and 3.
This is that, I don't want to call it a prevent defense, but this nickel package that Csu-Pueblo has in there, everything's in front of them. If you notice, everything is in front of them. They'll give up 5, 6, 7 yards. They just don't want to get beat over the top.
Yeah, if they're going to score on this drive, they want to make them go 10, 12, 14 plays here. 3rd and 3. Here comes pressure. They rush 5. They pick it up the right sideline. Deflected. Great defense there by the Thunderwolves. Peyton Shaw, who made the interception last week, or a couple weeks ago.
You know, they were picking on Peyton Shaw earlier, but he's the starting nickel. And that puts him in single coverage quite a bit. He made a great play on that ball. And you know everybody on the sideline was, turn your head.
Yeah, exactly. So 4th down. And the Mavericks to punt it away here. Look for some chicanery perhaps here. Moon takes the snap, gets the punt away.
Good
Chance
kick.
for the return here. Rakowski has it at the 20. Looks for a block, cuts inside, 25. Now tries to get the edge, breaks a tackle. Looks for another block, gets to the corner, 35. Cuts inside, 40. 45-yard line. Great return there by Rakowski.
No flags. I'm scouring the field like radar. Where's the flags? There was none.
And Rakowski he's up. Somebody else is hurt here for the Thunderwolves.
45-yard line. First down, Thunderwolves.
Somebody got caught up in the wash over there on the far sidelines.
And I am hoping against hope it's not who I think it is. We're going to see here. Nope, it's not who I think. That's good.
You think it was Daniel Bowen?
I saw a 3, but I had to look down to the sideline. There's a 3 on the bench. So it means it's somebody else for the Thunderwolves that's hurt here. Got caught up, as Joe said, in the jet wash there on the return.
Well, it must be serious. Phil Vigil ran over, and he's the head coach. And now Jenny Fitzpatrick, the orthopedic surgeon's running over there as well. This isn't your garden variety. Drag him off the field, let's play football. And they already lost Ian Ortiz, who is on ice in a brace and crutches.
Well, we talked about it. Thunderwolves so far during the regular season here, the injury bug not really hurting them other than the Seidenberger, but now a couple of, one pretty good injury already in this game, and now this one looks pretty serious here as they rally around the injured player for the Thunderwolves. Leads you to believe he got him up. He's putting weight on it too. And Mateus Bug, maybe?
Yeah, that sure looks like it. You know, Jim, these young guys, sometimes they hear something pop, but they panic.
Well, he's holding his right arm like he had a stinger of some kind. Yeah, he's just, now he's holding his wrist, so.
That's when you wonder if there's a compound fracture sticking out of the
exactly.
skin.
But Mateus with the touchdown in this game on the block punt, he scooped it up and ran it in. Yeah, he's favoring that right wrist and hand area there. Rub some dirt on it, you'll be all right.
It's what we used to say, and now we don't say that anymore because it hurts.
And there's no dirt around either. Find some black pellets and rub it in there. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line for the Thunderwolves, leading at 35-7. 14:01 to go here in the 4th quarter. Larson from the gun. He's got Virgin as the running back. Now they shift both tight ends to the right side of the formation. Play action. Stepping up. Pass down the middle. Caught. Toscas, he's got it down to the Maverick 40-yard line, maybe the 39 when they spot it down.
Jim, that was the best timing route they've had today.
Toscas in traffic. He's a big guy for a wide receiver. He and Retzlaff, two of the bigger, more physical wide receivers you're going to find not only in the conference, probably in the country in Division II.
They're calling them twins.
Here they give the ball up the middle to Virgin. And he has got about 8 on the play down to the 31-yard line. Ty Virgin, he's a senior out of San Diego, California. Saw some action last year.
Yeah, he got a decent amount of carries last year. Definitely late in the year he got quite a few.
Big touchdown run at Fort Lewis, didn't he, if I remember right? 2nd down and 2 from the 31. Fake it to him. Looking.
He kept wanting to throw it to Reggie, and Reggie was not open.
Gets it to Virgin, gains a yard to the 30, so it'll be 3rd down and a yard.
Reggie was on the 10, the 5, and he was double-teamed the whole way.
And Toscas, he was kind of breaking into the clear, but the problem was Larson was rolling left, and Toscas was going right. So 3rd and a yard. Well, after the umpire tax, they marked it at the 31. He had the 30 easily there. I'm not quite sure why they put it at the 31. And now a back pass to the quarterback. Look to the end zone for Retzlaff. Goes up in traffic. Missed it. As it got broken up, pass was late getting there.
Jim, Taylor Toscas was wide open. He broke way free, and I think Devin locked on Reggie, which is understandable. But Taylor was wide open going down the other side of the field.
Yeah, they handed it off to Virgin. He immediately flipped it back to Larson. And he had him. He just put too much air under it. Needed to zip that one in there. 4th and 2. Thunderbolts going for it. Give it to Virgin. Puts his head down. Wedges his way in there. Pushes the pile forward. He's got the 1st down and more as the pile continues to work its way down toward the 26-yard line. And now a flag comes down. A little extracurricular activity at the end of the play. And the way the Thunderbolts are reacting is one of their linemen doing something there at the end of it.
Again, we thought we were going to get through a game without one of those penalties.
Penalty marker on the play.
See who the guilty party is here. Neither team moving here. Maybe it's offsetting variety. Nobody giving it away yet who it's on.
Tyler Dvorak.
On the tight end for the Thunderwolves. So it's after the play. It's a dead ball call, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves. Back now at the 41-yard line. Remember the old days, that had been a dead ball call, and or are they going to leave the chains? Okay, it's going to be 1st and 25. Okay. Now they're saying move the chains back. They got to get the chain set here correctly.
Yeah, we ran into that last week. When they ran plays and the chains weren't set. Never good.
Yeah, so now they reset. So 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line for the Thunderwolves. They're in Maverick territory, leading at 35-7. 12-minute mark here of the fourth quarter. Bring a man in motion. That's Marshall. He resets. Give it up the middle. And Virgin gets it down inside the 35, down to about the 31-yard line. He's close to the 1st down.
Strong run by Tyler Virgin, and it was straight up the middle. It was blocked right over in the A gap, and he just motored. He got 10.
Number 21.
Virgin out of San Diego, California. I was there this summer visiting my brother and family. Always a great place to be in San Diego, California. Not many better places on earth than San Diego, Joe.
Well, weather-wise, it's certainly spectacular.
So Chuck, if you're listening today,
why?
You're doing well.
Be out on the beach or
doing something exciting out on the ocean. Play action, stepping up, and now running with it. Here goes Larson inside the 20, puts his head down, dives inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. Why slide? He is marked back at the 14 where he gave himself up, diving forward, but still a 1st down run for the Thunderwolves.
I like when he calls his own number to keep the defense honest, and that parted like the Red Sea right there. There was nobody in the middle of the field for 10 yards, 15 yards.
So 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves at the 14. Tell that beer salesman I'll take one right up here, Joe. Just throw it up here.
Right.
It's late enough, right? Here's Virgin up the middle. I'll be down at the Thunder Zone after the game. Anybody wants to join me? We're going to have some hot honey wings, Joe.
Well, they were
and a
good.
cold, refreshing adult beverage to celebrate this Thunderwolves victory right over at the Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House. We'll be there on Wednesday for the Pack Football Show. Hope you can join us there 6 o'clock Wednesday right here on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You talk about those hot honey wings. Brian Howard, the guy at the Thunder Zone, brought a sample over to the players on Wednesday, and
It lasted about a minute.
yeah, they were gone.
Straight drop back by Larson. Here comes pressure. Might be holding on the Thunderwolves. Oh, boy, look out. Boy, as Larson's knee went out from under him, is he okay?
Yeah.
He pounded the turf like maybe not, but he's okay.
He slipped, and then he made a bad pass. It could have been grounding, but
Going to be holding on the Thunderwolves. That's one of those holds you don't mind, because if he doesn't hold him, the quarterback's going to get lit up, so you might as well protect your quarterback. More concern for Devin Larson, but he seems to be moving just fine.
well, he read it right. He stepped out and avoided the initial pressure. But he tried to set his feet to make a throw, and his feet went out from under him.
Why is this taking so long?
I'm not sure, unless there was a
maybe
second
maybe
flag.
They might call grounding as well.
Well, there was a
one flag's at one's at the 20, one's back here at the 26.
Yeah, so there might, unless
now they move.
Yeah, intentional grounding. That's what they got him, because that's a loss of down. So you take that penalty.
Third down.
And Devin knows better. Those are the decisions. You're trying to do the right thing. But it would.
But if he doesn't throw it away, he's sacked. So he might.
But he loses the down, and he's right where he's at anyway.
Yeah.
So
3rd down now and 18 for the Thunderwolves from the 23-yard line of the Mavericks, leading it 35-7. Mitchell in motion wide to the left. They look that way. Fire it to Mitchell. He's got it inside the 20. Out of bounds at about the 18. This just makes the field goal attempt a little bit closer here. Not a bad play there.
this is a confidence-boosting field goal. This is something that Csu-Pueblo needs. They need Evan Lyons to be able to hit a 35-yarder, dead middle of the field, no pressure.
Be a 35-yard attempt from just inside the left hash mark. Lions out of Monarch High School in Superior, Colorado. Good snap. Ball's down. Kick is up. Looks good.
There you go.
It is good. 9:03 to go here in the 4th quarter. 3 more for the Thunderwolves. They lead it 38-7. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Mateus Bug is in a sling now. He's the one that came off on that special team.
Well, just have to wait to see what the X-ray says. You hope it's not a busted wrist. You hope it's just a sprain, but we'll find out. Bone with 9 tackles today knew she was 7.
See, they didn't. That's what they said at halftime. That's why I wonder
if the numbers are a little askew. Don't get to use the word askew often enough.
Yeah, those were the numbers in the 3rd quarter.
Here's the kick. High booming kick. Chance of the return. Taking a yard deep. Out across the 5, 10, 15, 20. Fans screaming for an illegal block call. The flag did not come out. So return out to the 21. So by not taking the touchback, you lose 4 yards.
I think if I'm a coach and I tell my kid, if you're in the end zone, you take a fair catch. You down it. You do not bring it out. I mean, if you're on the 5 or you think you got some room, but if your feet are in the end zone, wave that arm.
Not quite as harsh. It's at the 23. I thought it was the 21. So still a negative play nonetheless. So Mavericks now down 38-7. They're going to run the ball up the middle. That's the big back here. He's a sledgehammer. Alex Cordona, junior out of Sandy, Utah.
This is a chance for CSU-Pueblo to play some newer players, some fresh players. You see the defensive line are coming up, but this whole secondary is basically backups.
Yeah, Ondari and Hill. Well, you call him Gill because it's Gage Hill, so you just combine them. Gage Hill into the game now.
But this is the twos, basically.
And right on cue, one Gage Hill, the senior out of Altoona. Or it's Altoona, isn't
Altoona,
it?
Pennsylvania. California.
California.
Hit in the backfield by number 99, Gage Hill.
So a loss back to the 25. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Altoona, Pennsylvania. He went to California University in Pennsylvania as a Division II school.
Third and 8. Pressure out the edge and gets the pass away somehow. It's caught. Breaking tackles, breaking another tackle, and getting a first down after all that. Good extra effort there by Jack Burke for the Mavericks.
That's not giving up on a play if you're Colorado Mesa. I keep trying catching myself from calling them Mesa State. They've always been Mesa State to me. I think they always were. Like Western State. It is not Western Colorado. And it's not Colorado School of Mines. It's Mines.
Just don't call them Colorado Mines. They get really upset at that.
Well, maybe that's what I'll call them.
Yeah, so you just call them what they don't want to be called. That's the way I feel about it. Here's the handoff up the middle. Big opening. Close to a first down run.
Okay, this is where your twos, you're getting some playing time against their ones. It's your chance to match up, prove your mettle.
Sean Kidd on the carry that time for the Mavericks. Junior out of Fort Collins, went to Rocky Mountain High School. He gets the first down, picks up 10 on that run. And he'll get another carry. Gets it across midfield down to the Thunderwolves 49-yard line. 38-7, Thunderwolves lead it. 6.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Weather moving in, but we're going to dodge a bullet here today. No problems till after the game is over.
Well, and it's good because we were talking with Paul Plinsky. CSU-Pueblo staff is, like any Division II athletic staff. They have soccer and volleyball tonight and this afternoon too. And if your football game's delayed, your staff is delayed at other events, and it's stretched too thin as it is.
Pressure up the middle, gets the pass away and intercepted.
Isaiah Herford, I believe.
Herford coming up with the grab in traffic. The senior out of Goodyear, Arizona. The ball was behind the intended receiver. Herford did a good job of kind of corralling that ball. It was a little bit behind him even, but he had his left arm on it, kind of popped it up and snared it.
And what a great coverage package he was in. And Jimmy had him kind of riding the hip and, not touching him. No pass interference. We are going to get a look at Roman Fuller, I believe.
He's coming in the game.
Yep. Musa Alsafar will be the tailback.
Well, Herford, he's one of those guys, just hangs around, program guy, getting rewarded there with a interception here in his senior season. Here's the ball handed off the middle. Alsafar right into a brick wall. No gains. 2nd down and 10.
Musa Alsafar is a tailback. He's probably one of the faster guys on the team. Some say maybe the fastest, but he's mostly known for kickoff returns. He's our first Musa.
Yeah, exactly. We talk about first-time names. Definitely no other Musa that I've ever met or come across.
That was two guys in motion.
Pass out in the flat. Alsafar has it. Makes a cut inside. Puts his head down. Taken down at the 42-yard line. New tight end of the game for the Thunderwolves that time, Dominic Cesario-Scott.
Pass over the left side, complete to Alsafar. 3rd down.
I met his mom a year ago.
Okay.
At a local watering hole.
You seem to frequent watering holes, too.
I do. I like them, Joe, because I'm thirsty all the time. 3rd down and 4. Here's the handoff. Also, nice little cut there and powers forward. He'll be short of the first down. Made a good cut there. Nice adjustment. But ends up 2 yards short, so the Thunderbolts have to punt the ball away here with 4:30 to go. Although, now here comes the punt team. I thought for a moment, are they going to go for it? They just took their time. Joe going to head on down to the field. Remember, stay with us for the Thunderwolves post-game show. Joe will talk to head coach Phil Vigil, plus a couple stars of the game. That comes your way immediately following the ball game right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Punt formation. Here's the kick. This is Caleb Harner punting the ball away this time for the Thunderbolts, so the backup punter getting some action. Phil Vigil congratulating. Now some of the other special teams guys come over, batting him on the head, saying, hey, you got your first punt away. Good job, dude. Harner, a redshirt freshman out of Erie, Colorado. Erie, Colorado used to be a wide spot in the road up there north of Denver, but it's a bustling community now. Timeout on the field. 3:56 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderbolts lead at 38-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back. CSU Pueblo ThunderBowl here. 3:56 to go. Fourth quarter. Thunderbolts lead it 38-7. Mesa with the ball from their own 13-yard line. Straight drop back. Stepping up over the middle. Caught. Out across the 25 to the 29. Out close to the 30-yard line. Quezon Villa with the grab for the Mavericks.
Pass is complete. Tackle on the play by number 26, Oliver Welch. First down.
First and 10 Mavericks at the 29-yard line. Kenny Lofton into the game now for the Thunderbolts. Also getting in there, Nashawn Keith. Maybe some other the names as we go along here. Straight drop back. Pass over the middle, caught. Tight end's got it, and he is hit immediately. Shalom Peter on the grab. He has the block punt today for the Thunderbolts. Also in on the stop for the pack, Jermonte Jackson, redshirt freshman. Out of Denver, went to the Martin Luther King Preparatory Academy. Second down and 5 from the 34-yard line. Going to hand the ball off around the right side, and good stop there for the Thunderwolves coming in from his safety position for the pack. Make the stop. Oliver Welch, redshirt freshman out of Los Angeles, California. Gain of 4. It'll be third down and a yard. Ball carrier was Alex Cordona for the Mavericks. Down to 2:22 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderbolts lead at 38-7. And they fake the run. Pass away and broken up. Good defensive play by the pack. They're reading it, Isaiah Pittman. So it'll be fourth down. Mavericks had to punt the ball away. They could go for it here on fourth and a yard, I suppose. I think you do go for it here because even if you don't get it, Thunderbolts are just going to go to victory formation here, so you might as well take a shot at it. And they hand the ball up the middle, then they get the first down. Hurdling for the first down goes Cardona out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. So that'll move the sticks, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. So it gives us a chance to check other things that are going on around the conference. Mines behind early in the game, 6-0. Got a touchdown in the second quarter. Then they missed an extra point. It was tied 6-6 at halftime, but since Mines has come up with a touchdown in the third quarter, they now lead the game 13-6 with 7:40 to go in the third quarter up in Chadron, Nebraska. See if we got any other Scores here from the conference. I think up in Rapid City they're probably underway, although the live stats is not. Up there it is. 13-7, South Dakota Mines leads Highlands. 9:34 to go in the second quarter there. Other action later today in the RMAC. Fort Lewis is at Black Hills State. That game gets underway in about 10 minutes. Number 14, Western Colorado plays host to Adams State. That is a night game tonight in Gunnison. So that's your update on the RMAC proceedings. We'll do a scoreboard show after this ball game since we're in no rush to get out of here today. Tell you what else is going on around the country in top 25 action. Straight drop back here on 1st and 10. Pressure comes and getting away at the last minute. Pass caught up around midfield into Thunderwolves territory. First down, catch down to the 44-yard line. Thunderwolves had pressure that time, but Amir Copeland couldn't quite get his hands around Amavai to get him on the sack. Ball completed for the Mavericks. 1st and 10 into Thunderwolves territory at the 43-yard line. 1:48 to go. Clock running. 2 wideouts right, single wideout left for the Mavericks. Straight drop back, pressure off the edge, get the pass away. Back shoulder throw, incomplete. Good coverage there for the Pack. Donovan English preventing the ball from being completed.
Pass defended by number 27, Donovan English, falls incomplete.
So 2nd and 10 for the Mavericks. 1:35 to go now in the ball game. 38-7, Thunderwolves on top. Led 21-7 at halftime. They've got a touchdown in the third quarter, another touchdown here in the fourth, plus a field goal to lead it 38-7. 2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line. Here comes pressure up the middle. Get the pass away. Looking for it. Man is open in the clear. Inside the 10. Inside the 5. Cutting back to the goal line. Touchdown, Mavericks. Jack Burke making the grab. Takes it into the end zone. And the Mavericks get a touchdown here in the final 2 minutes of the game. Nice grab by Burke. That's his 2nd touchdown of the year. That's his longest play from scrimmage. His previous long was 30 yards, that being a 43-yard touchdown grab. Now extra point try for Sullivan Moon, the former Thunderwolf. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. 1:24 to go here in the fourth quarter. Mavericks make it feel a little bit better. 38-14, Thunderwolves on top.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves 38.
Not a lot of action around the country yet because, of course, we're playing early today, being the early game. I got one score in the top 25, and Central Missouri rallies late. Defeats Davenport 32-31. Central Missouri, the 11th ranked team in the country, pulling out a victory there. That's the only final I have from Division II football today. In the top 25, Ohio State defeats Marshall 49-14. Clemson over North Carolina State 5 seconds to go in that game, 59-35 Clemson. Iowa State at halftime leads Arkansas State 31-0. Other games just getting underway in the top 25 at this point. Mesa now going to go onside kick. Well, now they sprint out of their tight formation. Maybe they're just going to kick it deep here. I don't think you want to get anybody killed here. Yep, they're going to just kick it long. Fair catch was signaled for by Alciver. Takes it at the 18, so that means the ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So now Thunderwolves can go into victory formation and get the heck up on out of here. Wild and woolly game today in Chapel Hill. James Madison leads North Carolina 70-50. There's a minute 18 to go in Chapel Hill. James Madison with the lead there. Clemson leads North Carolina State. 5 seconds to go in that game. Clemson leads 59-35. Kentucky over Ohio 41-6. Here the ball handed off. This is the heralded freshman for the Thunderwolves, Russell Patton. Boy, was he good in the summer camp. Running back of the future for the Thunderwolves. Gain 7 here out to the 32-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Don't always believe that PA guy if you hear him in the background. 2nd down and 3. Thunderwolves taking their time. I'm trying to run this down to under 40 seconds where this will be the last play of the game. Here's what they're doing. They take the snap. They give it up the middle. Banging forwards. Got his 1st down and more. Good hard run there by Russell Patton. He says, I'm not here to run out the clock. So he gets forward. Now the clock runs, and now the Thunderwolves don't have to run another play. So a couple of nice runs there by Patton to close things out. Now both teams still mingling around the line of scrimmage, and now they are starting to make their way off, I think. Yep, there we go. That's it. Time will run out. Thunderwolves win it 38-14. Thunderwolves post-game show is next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Thunderwolves win it 38-14. Let's go down to the field and Joe Cervi.
All right, down here on the field with head coach Phil Vigil. Congratulations. I'm sure it feels.
It does. You know, these guys battle. Which we didn't do last year, and I'm proud of their growth. Last year, to Grand State and for the hangover from spot they were last year, and they showed that in that first quarter by coming out with the start that we did. We had. Proud of these team.
Talked earlier this week about a fast start just to make sure that everybody's on the same page, and it seemed like that even going into the win, that fast start's exactly what you got.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to be aggressive. We got to when special teams is scoring points, it's a good thing for the pack, and we got a block punt, scored a touchdown, then we had a punt that got us a 1st down. We would end up going. Just again, proud of their execution, proud of them doing their job tonight and coming out and finishing strong in the second half.
Again, that aggressiveness on the coaches show Wednesday about how you wanted to be aggressive with the play calling and things like that. So you did. And then the fake punt, they did what that was presented to you.
Yeah, I mean, we're working that call file, and it seems like we're supposed to scoop a little bit closer.
Yeah,
okay, there we go. Yeah, we've been working that for a while, and finally got the opportunity to run it today. And again, we executed. Noah did a good job, and he picked it up.
Talk about the running game a little bit. You know you've been the nation's leading passer and receiving in offensive yards. The running game has been complimentary, but today it was front center.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do what we need to do to win the football game. You know, we feel like offensively right now we've got the tools to be able to run. And today it was about running the football on the line of scrimmage, and that well today. And when you let Howard and those guys go to work, they're pretty special.
3-1 after your first 4, 2-0 in conference after that first 4 game.
Yeah, shoot, we're gonna enjoy this for 24 hours, and we're gonna go back to work tomorrow and start on Adams. And so winning games is hard in college football. We're gonna enjoy it for sure.
All right, go enjoy it with your team. Jim, I'll bring in a couple of players here. John Nucci, defensive player. We didn't talk to him last week because the crowd kind of got in the way, and he had 17 tackles in the last and double-digit tackles this week. John, talk about the defense 4 games.
Man, if we do our job, I think we're one of the best defenses in the country, man, and we showed it today. We came out strong. We have 4-3. If everyone stays healthy and do their job, man, we're really good, and I'm very proud of this group.
On.
Man, front, we got guys and our linebacker to move, man, and we want them to run the ball. And just time. So, I mean, that's one of our to stop the run, stop the run, and make them one-dimensional. And when they're one-dimensional, it's very hard to beat a team. So.
You've always been a leader on this team, but even more so now these few weeks without Gary, next to you. It seems like everybody's kind of stepping up to fill that void.
Yeah, Gary's a huge loss, but, we got linebackers that can step up and play this position as good as anyone else, man. We got a very good group, and we're deep. And, if everyone does their job, every play, we're going to be very hard to stop. So.
Nice to enjoy this with your team. Let's bring in Howard Russell. He's a friend of ours. Howard's a friend of ours on the radio show. He's been with us a few times. We were trying to get Howard Russell the fourth.
That's the fifth, right? But I am number 4, so definitely that was the plan for a game when we got the number this year. But we got 3 tonight.
The offense is killing it for 3 games. I think it's kind of complimentary today.
Right. Well, we kind of had to be. We knew that we needed to come out and kind of start fast and go out there and set a tone, smacking them in the mouth a little bit. And tonight, I think the run game was needed for that.
The football.
I have fun. I'm sorry. I have lots of fun. A ton of fun, especially with my guys on a Saturday night. Are you kidding? That's the place I'd rather be.
The jump cut you.
That's what I hear, but definitely I put a lot of time in for it. But let's not forget to give the glory where the glory is due. I'm just a man doing God's plan here.
Also, going now. Talk about that little high step, Jim.
Talking about that, everyone's talking about that. But yeah, man, I love to get in the end zone untouched. I won't lie. As a running back, I think that's one of the things that makes me good is I don't like to be touched. So I'm making my duty to be elusive, and then when I can get out there and in space and kind of show, let's see what you got. That's how it plays out.
All right, congratulations. Go enjoy this with your team.
All right, thanks a lot, Joe. Again, we apologize. We're still having some issues with our wireless setup here in the ThunderBowl for some reason. I don't know if it's the metal bleachers below us causing us issues or whatever, but apologize once again for the interviews cutting out off and on there, but we figured it was worth it to stay with it to get it all for the most part. Highlights are next. Thunderbolts win it 38-14 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the ThunderBowl. Pack win it 38-14. Aaron Kinnischtzke, our producer and engineer, has been compiling all our highlights. And without further ado, let's get right to them. Thunderbolts didn't waste any time as Russell ripped off a 57-yard run to get it deep into Mesa territory before he finished off the drive.
The snap, they give it to Russell up the middle, puts his head down. He is to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Thunderwolves.
Howard Russell the fourth. This was his drive, Jim.
He barely got in. He got stood up, but he had just enough forward lean to get across to break the plane for the touchdown.
That was a will drive. That was imposing our will on your defense drive for Csu-Pueblo.
It was a 4th down and goal play for the Thunderwolves, but it capped off a long drive to open up the game, and the Thunderwolves went up 7-0. Thunderwolves didn't waste any time on the next possession of Mesa. They get a touchdown on special teams.
It's going to be a scoop and score touchdown for the Thunderwolves. Mateus Bug takes it on into the end zone.
What a great play. Special teams, which has been a little bit of a bugaboo, turns in a huge play today.
Shalom Peter credited with the blocked punt for the Thunderwolves. Bug carrying it on in 23 yards for the touchdown. The extra point was good, and that made it 14-0. And then one of the prettier runs you'll ever want to see right here.
And that 5 yards probably takes out the – oh, it
fake
does
punt.
not.
Round the right side, they've got it. 40, down to the 35-yard line, and as Joe calls him, he's a jack of all trades, Noah Purcell. That's the way to pick a guy up. He drops the interception, but on the fake punt, he gets the first down.
So, again, the Thunderwolves special teams, and I don't know if he ever wants to be called a pretty runner, but Noah Purcell, he put a good one on there. That was a thing of beauty for him, especially after he had the interception on his hands that he dropped earlier. But it would set up another beautiful run for the Thunderwolves.
And they give it to Russell up the middle. Big hole. Cuts it. Oh, hurdles across the 10. Inside the 5. Powering to the goal line. He is close. He is in. Touchdown.
You know, we say that was a pretty run. That was a pretty powerful run.
Indeed it was. You had a little bit of everything on that run there by Russell, Joe, as he did the hurdle job and then powered it on in.
I think he takes what he sees. He's got great vision, and you just heard him on the postgame show. He has a little bit of fun out there.
He does. He enjoys life to the fullest, that's for sure, especially out there on the football field. Maybe he's dark and dank on the outside, hanging around school, but on the football field, he's awesome.
Oh, he is more fun than anybody out there.
Mesa, though, would start to put things together, and they would get a touchdown in the second quarter.
Hands the ball off the right side. Another good run by Belgrade. Cuts inside. Nice cut there inside the 10, inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown. What a run by Brandon Belgrave, and the Mavericks are on the board.
Pack had chances to bring him down, some missed tackles. That's stuff you don't want when you're up in a game. You want that all gas, no break. And
extra point was good. That made it 21-7. We'd go into the locker room there. Thunderwolves, though, then put a stamp on this game with another touchdown run by Russell.
Possession. Again, they give it to Russell. He tries to go outside, inside the 10, inside the 5 to the pylon. Touchdown!
The third touchdown for Howard Russell, the fourth. He's got to get 5, doesn't he? We got to get him 5 today. Oh, man.
And as it turns out, we're shortchanging Russell. He's actually the 5th, isn't he, John?
He's going by Howard Russell, the 5th.
Yeah, so they added. That's why I think we talked about that earlier in the year. They found somebody else in the family tree
I guess.
to add another dash on the Roman numerals. So now it's just a V.
We'll just call him Howard Russell.
There you go. Thunderwolves then went running back by committee on their next scoring drive.
Here we go. 3rd and goal from the 1. Give it up the middle. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. So Corian Burrell gets into the end zone. So the running back by committee, the 3rd man in the committee on this series, gets in.
Well, what better competition in the running back room to say, okay, you
Yeah, they tried Fincher, they tried Virgin, they finally got it to Burrell, and he
tried
got it.
Patton?
Yep, exactly. He got it on into the end zone finally for the touchdown. Extra point was good. Thunderwolves then led it 35-7, and then the Thunderwolves would pretty much put the game away on defense.
Pressure up the middle, gets the pass away, and intercepted.
Isaiah Herford, I believe.
Herford coming up with the grab in traffic. The senior out of Goodyear, Arizona. The ball was behind the intended receiver. Herford did a good job of kind of corralling that ball. It was a little bit behind him even, but he had his left arm on it, kind of popped it up and snared it.
And Mesa would get a late touchdown to settle the scoring, making the final score. Thunderwolves win it 38-14. Scoreboard shows next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Welcome back to the Thunderbowl. Pack win it 38-14. Here are the numbers from the game. Thunderwolves 21 first downs. Mesa was 16. Thunderwolves best rushing output of the year, 211 yards on the ground, 155 through the air, 366 yards in total offense. Mesa only 36 on the ground, 236 through the air, 272 yards total offense. Thunderwolves ran 72 plays from scrimmage, Mesa with 65. Some of the other various numbers. Thunderwolves much better today penalty-wise than they have been throughout the year. 7 for 55, Mesa 9 for 85. Time of possession, Thunderwolves 32-32, Mesa 27-28. If there's one bugaboo today, maybe for the Thunderwolves' third down conversions, only 4 of 16, but they were 4 of 4 on fourth down. 3 of 15 was Mesa on third down. Not any better than the Pack. They were 1 of 2 on fourth down. Thunderwolves 5 for 5 today in the red zone. Mesa, they never made it into the red zone. Both their touchdowns were the long variety. They had the 28-yard run and then the 43-yard pass late. Some of the individual numbers, Russell 18 carries, 142 yards, 3 touchdowns, had that 57-yard run right off the bat in the game to kind of set the tone for the day. Virgin 4 carries for 24. For the Mavericks, Belgrave, their best ball carrier, 6 for 52, did have the touchdown. That was the 28-yard run. Larson, 19 of 30, 149 yards, no touchdowns, was sacked twice. Fuller completed his only pass, 1 of 1 for 6. Amavai, 20 of 35, had the 1 interception, 236 yards, did throw the 1 touchdown. He was sacked 3 times. Mitchell, 5 catches for 41 yards today. Toscas, 4 for 61. Rakowski, 4 for 31. Russell 2 for 10. The name you don't hear there, Retzlaff. They really bottled him up today. Didn't really have an opportunity to get going.
Jim, I talked to Reggie on the sidelines. He said, you do exactly what you're supposed to do offensively. When you press your receivers and drop safeties deep, you run the football. And that's what they did.
That's what they did. Trevin Edwards, 6 for 58 for the Mavericks. Burke, 2 for 55 in the touchdown. Turpin, 2 for 34. Villa, 2 for 31. Defensive numbers, Bone, 9 tackles today. Nushi with 7. Purcell with 6. Shaw with 5. Shangolo with 15 today for the Mavericks. Familiar name, of course, to Thunderwolves fans. His brother played here. Charlie Smith, 12 tackles today for the Mavericks. Stir with 8. Williams also with 8. Final score, Thunderwolves win it 38-14. Other scores around the country. We're keeping an eye on that game up in Chadron, Nebraska. Chadron with the ball now has a 1st and 10 on the Mines 21-yard line, down 13-6. 10:21 to go in that ball game. So who knows? Chadron safe. They scored a touchdown. Did they go for 2 that early on in the game? Nope. I think they would kick it if they get in. Let's just get into the end zone first, and then we'll see how it plays out down the stretch. But a close battle up in Chadron today. Other games, South Dakota Mines, late first half leads Highlands 20-13. Other games in the conference, Black Hills State game just getting underway, as well as the Fort Lewis game. Also tonight, Adams State is at Western Colorado. Also in Division II today, not a lot of finals in. Remember, this game just took place so early in the day. Not a lot of things have gone final. Central Missouri leads Davenport 32-31. That's pretty much all I have for you of note in Division II football. Some of the big boy games are in the books. It has gone final in Chapel Hill. James Madison defeats North Carolina 70-50.
A lot of defense.
Man, oh man. Clemson over North Carolina State 59-45. If you're in the Carolinas today, you're just playing offense.
Rough day.
Kentucky defeats Ohio 41-6. We move down through here looking for anything worthwhile to tell you about. And not really there, so we'll go back to the top 25, tell you about a lot of big games this afternoon. I know one that Joe will be watching.
Trojans are already down at Michigan.
They're playing Michigan in the Big House. And other games of note, Notre Dame just getting underway with Miami, Ohio. Actually, it's gone to the second quarter. No score in that game. So, again, Notre Dame, they're Jekyll and Hyde this year. They were awesome last week against Purdue. The week before, they sucked, and are not doing very good here today. Penn State leads Kent State early, 7-0. That game's the end of the first quarter. UCLA and LSU, we're starting to get some matchups we've never heard of with all the conferences being juggled around. UCLA and LSU 7-7. That, of course, a non-conference game today. Ohio State was down early. They ended up defeating Marshall 49-14. Oklahoma State and Utah just underway. As Joe mentioned, Michigan leads SC 7-0. That is at the end of the first quarter of play there. Vanderbilt and number 7 Missouri getting underway shortly. Miami is at South Florida today. Another game this evening that we'll be keeping our eyes on. Tennessee will be in Norman to take on Oklahoma. Ole Miss hosts Georgia Southern tonight. Of course, if you missed it last night, Illinois defeated Nebraska 31-24. So there's your update on the top 25. Chadron had to settle for a field goal, so it's 13-9 now. 7:42 to go up in Chadron, Nebraska. So Chadron State's defense needs to come up with a stop, which they've been doing all day long. Then get the ball back, then go down, score a touchdown, pull off a huge upset against Mines. Mines not quite what they've been in the past, but they're still king of the hill until somebody knocks them off. I guess they stay there.
All Chadron's doing is giving everybody else hope.
Exactly right. Well, Joe, your final thoughts on this game today?
Good win. Always a good win when you beat Mesa. The scoring probably not indicative. I don't think Csu-Pueblo was ever in danger of losing the game. Nice to see the running game. Now you got to see the balance between the running and the passing. It was weather-wise down. Jim, when I was down there for the last 3 minutes of the game, the wind is still very powerful down there, and it's been like that the entire game. So I get it. You hope the injuries aren't too bad. And it's weird. It feels like we've been here forever. Go on the road next week, and that's just to Alamosa.
Yeah, it's nice. Then our next home game in a couple weeks. It's Black Hills. No, who comes
Highlands.
Highlands comes to town. All right, so I got to. Yeah, I'm like Phil. You don't look ahead past the next game, Joe. I know we got Adams State next week. Next home game will be in 2 weeks here. against Highlands, or the other home schedule 19th against Black Hill State. Then we finish our home schedule against Mines on November 9th. So it kind of goes alternating now from here on out for the rest of the season. Away, home, away, home, away, home.
Only the 2 overnight. We got to spend the night in Durango and Shadron.
Yes. Well, there's a good little spot. We talked about watering holes. It's a nice little place downtown Shadron. We like. Yeah, we like that. We got a lot of inside information the last time we were there.
Where they think Danny Woodhead's overrated in his own town.
Exactly. Oh, my God. What do they think of Don Beebe?
We love that.
Exactly. Yeah, they set a high standard, don't they? All right. Remember, we'll be back on the air here on Wednesday night. It'll be the Pack Football Show. Join Joe and myself, along with head coach Phil V. He'll bring a couple of guests along the way. I have a feeling we're going to have a little Tiger Pride maybe on Wednesday. I'm trying to think like Phil might be thinking.
I talked to Cody Ramey. He was our guest this past weekend, and every time he comes off the field to sub out, he gets mad. Yeah. And he goes, "Man, I only played about a third of the game today." He was pissed.
Yeah, they want to play more.
They want to play.
But the Thunderbolts staying fresh out there. Yep. I think as the magnitude of the games increases when you need them out there, they'll have them out there more. All right, so once again, 6 o'clock on Wednesday night, Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House. Come join us for the show, and we enjoy being there, and they do such a great job for us. Next action of Thunderwolves football will be next Saturday. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff from Alamosa. We're taking on Adams State, 12:30, the pregame show, as the Thunderwolves take on the Grizzlies there. So hope you can join us there. Special people to thank here, of course. One, Mr. Yonke, Dave Yonke from Colorado Mesa, the sports information guy. He made the trip over. We're always happy to see him. Of course, our guy, Ben Greenberg, sports information director here at Csu-Pueblo. Also, special thanks to Paul Plinsky. Also, throwing a thanks for John Risson for getting all the sponsorship that we've had this year. We've got a lot more people involved in the game. We thank him for that. My partner is Joe Cervi. We thank Joe for all of his hard work. Aaron Kinnischtzke, our producer and engineer today of Thunderwolves football. My name is Jim Brooks. Minding the final score here today. Thunderwolves win it 38-14 until we talk to you on Wednesday, and then again next Saturday from the ThunderBowl. Jim Brooks for Joe Cervi, or from Alamosa, beg your pardon. Good night, everybody.